Okay, I will start with the push-ups now, counter collision. So I can jump in right into the stream afterwards. Okay, push-ups coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god. My arms are already pretty dead because I already did quite a bit of sport today, but hey. Everything for the viewers. Everything for the viewers. Or listeners in this case. Wait, didn't you already follow like 2 days ago, Stanton Warrior? What happened? Yeah. Anyways, welcome. Okay. So hello everybody and welcome back for another lovely day with another lovely couple of casts in Steel Division League. Season of number 5, please, in Steel Division 2. And we come back to another really cool match. We will jump into the last remaining Week 1 match in Division 1. It will be Eugen versus JKV.
Here we go.
I top my head and say mercy to Mr. Elod for supporting this channel for already such a long while. 9 months. 9 months. I will soon need new tigers, new colors for the lovely tigers, or new things on the tigers at least, for the 1 year plus subscribers. I have to work on that. Okay. So, yeah, we will jump into that game. Should be a pretty fun one. As we are on Slut's Quest, and we have 2 pretty different divisions coming around. On the one side, we have Eugen, on the always famous 3rd Guards Mechanized. Played a lot, really cheap combined arms, really good in the aggression. Then we have the bit more defensive, but also really strong division at the moment, the 12SS. And on Slut's Quest, they are on good turf to use their Panthers and so on the long ranges. So it should be an interesting one. Obviously, JKV always trying to get into a late game to get his combined arms up. And the 3rd Mechanized will try to stop that. And last season, in Division 2, Eugen stopped a lot of people from getting their combined arms up. Especially with 3rd Mechanized there as well. He's really good with that division. So let's see if JKV can stop him, or if Eugen once more will rush through. Both sides are on Vanguard. And as I said, Slut's Quest is the map. So here we go. There's 3 other series that I still have to cover as well. Try to do them chronologically. So, yes, we will have Eugen versus JKV. Afterwards, we will have Wesley versus Jarda Boy. And then, I guess the other two series that will be Neff versus Nilla and Wesley versus Pixie, I will have tomorrow or on Thursday. Hello there, Reef. How you doing? Chat is already really lively. So, yes, JKV and Eugen, two of the guys that will have to show if they can make it to the playoffs in this division. Two of the guys that are strong, but a bit on the lower end of a group that is obviously really rough, with Nilla, with Neff, with obviously Gonzo in it as well. So they have to show if they are actually capable of making it to the playoffs. Also, Grey Fox, last season's 3rd place, is there as well. So it's really a tough division to fight through. And we will have to see if these two can stand a chance. And obviously winning this series would help quite a bit. Winning against the other contender will give you quite a bit of an edge on the way there. So we will have to see if these two will manage. Let's have a quick vote. Don't vote if you already know who wins. Let's have a quick poll. Who do you think? Please don't spoiler anything in the chat. But yes, let's have Twitch chat for all the people who don't know how it will end. Let's have a 5-minute poll about who do you think will win this game. But yeah, thanks for the heads up, Time to Collision. Means my list of the games I have to cast gets even longer and longer. And my chances of casting anything outside of Division 1 gets smaller. But I want to have all of these games up. I want to have a full coherent list of all the Division 1 games up on YouTube, up on Twitch. Because these games are just too good to not be covered. The Division 1 gameplay this season is really, really enjoyable for me at least. And from the viewership on YouTube and on Twitch, also for a lot of you guys, so we'll try to bring the best. Really see some Proto slain on the ladder today. A lot, we will have to see. We have something else planned later today at 7:30 PM. I will switch over to Time to Collision's channels and talk a bit with him there. Other than that, yeah, we will have to see. Maybe if we still have time, maybe some Steel Division, maybe some War Thunder, or some War in the Pacific, or War on the Sea. Not War in the Pacific. War in the Pacific is too big. But yeah, let's get into this game. In the meantime, we have some Guardias. We have a lot of Speerwagen 233s all around, but they're not good against Shermans. So I don't like them too much against 3rd mech. We also already have a Panther in the north, which is fine Panther territory, so I don't think that's too much of an issue. Panthers against 3rd are okay, better than against many other divisions, for sure better than against German divisions with Panzer Force, but obviously only usable on Slutsk. If you use them on more CQC focused maps like Orsha North or so, Panthers are still pretty shitty even against a division like 3rd mech. But here they should do fine if JKV uses them correctly. Eugen already going up to 13-11 though, pushing in over here, not contested by JKV at all. He gives up that easily, as he also, yeah, losing the flag down here. Brings in a bit of forces there. Eugen not heavily committing there. Gets his 3 in the forest though. His Guardias maybe took the wrong way here. Getting eaten in the open. That's a bit of a big blunder there. Not quite sure where he wanted to go. If you really wanted to send him the long way around, you can't do that with normal transports. You can do it maybe with Jeeps. Jeeps can get here via the fast route, but not with normal transports. They always will get hit by enemy AT, enemy tanks, or MGs. So, yeah, these Guardias were a bit of a useless sacrifice, it feels like. JKV actually bringing it back to a 12-12. Meanwhile, Black 41 and Panther D's coming in. And then Luck 3 trying to come in here. Not really doing any bombing run though. Valentine's and Amchas coming in for Eugen as well. And JKV starts to set up his well-known combined arms. Surprised to see way less, like, he hasn't brought out a single mobile wagon this season. He seems to rely way more on Flak 41s now. Usually last season the first unit he brought out, in even sometimes in deployment, was a mobile wagon for the AA department. Now it's a Flak 41 in the first 3 to 5 minutes that is starting to set up his AA defenses. His airplay is pretty solid. It's... The air micro itself isn't the hottest, but he has good timings and he has a nice combined arms with his AA, so it's scary to play in the air against him. I certainly lost once or twice already in ranked against it, but I also have beaten it, so it's not impossible to beat his airplay. I would rank him for sure below someone like Pixie, but above someone like Quattro U. MG42 over here. Starting to hit the Guardias. And 12-12 continues. Storm Pioneer Hitlerjugend coming in to the forest in the south. And the 12-12 continues on. Valentine's rolling in. MCHA's on the retreat. Down here. Ooh. People voting for JKV here, okay. Believing in the 12 SS. The win record of 3rd Mechanized is pretty good, so... And it's a really scary division. Some people out there see it as the strongest division on the field at the moment. I'm not quite sure if it is really the strongest, but it is for sure in the top 3 of the divisions out there at the moment. Guess it also depends on the map a bit, but it's one of the best well-rounded divisions. I still guess at the moment that 3rd OP is a bit better, because it has some more half-tracks and so on. But it's for sure really, really, really strong. It has Shermans, it has the Su-76 and Su-85s, which are good at the moment. And it has a really good infantry tab. Plus some Partisanis MG42s, so getting some nice stuff out of the German strengths as well with that. All meaning that it is a division that you really have to fear. But 12SS at the moment is one of the best, if not the best, Panzer division. So on an open map, it can hold its ground. The Sherman push here from Eugen is a bit scary though. That can pop up around with a nice flank. Then JKV might be in trouble. For now the 12-12 continues. Panzer 4 down the road goes down to the MCHA though. But the Panther now starting to engage the Shermans. Shermans have to be a bit careful. A lot of more Su-76s popping up. Nothing happening in the north so far. The Panther from the north also migrated to the south. Panther trying to hold the line over here. Now engaging in Su-76. Not sure. Yeah, Su-76 shouldn't be in that engagement. Tries to get out now. Shermans setting up in the forest over here. No Panzer tracks or anything near there, but more Panthers hitting the field. As does a Focke-Wulf. And here we go. Su-76 over here holding. This 3 also engaging the Panzer Grenadier. And, well, rebound, it's not about the best meme division. And even then, Lovash wouldn't be on the top. Lovash is maybe the top in our hearts, but it's for sure not the top out there anymore. I know it's sad. It always makes me cry nearly when I have to see the state of the current Lovash, especially if you compare it to launch Lovash. But yeah, it has had a mighty long fall from grace. It's really kind of sad. Meanwhile, the Panther gets sniped here by the MCHA from the side. Nice setup by Eugen. Nice playing around this tree line. Doing a bit of a slalom around it. Pushing in with more MCHA. Panther D over here though. Holding down the Guardias on the open here. So the push of Eugen into the town down here might be getting stopped by that. And the MCHAs still have to struggle against more Panthers and Flak 41s. Yeah, the Panther D is holding well over here. One Sherman already dying. The second one tries to get out, but will get killed off as well. Su-76 dying here as well. That's a bloody push for Eugen, and he seems to lose it. He got one Panther, but he lost two Shermans already down here. He lost two Shermans up here as well, I think. And, yeah, two Shermans and an Su-76. So, push really not going that well. Nice holding on here by JKV. Not being too panicked after losing his one Panther. Just playing it clean through from out from there. Black 41 still might go down here. Yeah, Amcha has it pinned down. It's not over. The danger is not completely thwarted. It's still there, but it is way smaller than it was 3 minutes ago when these Germans down here were there for the flank. Eugen should have retreated them for a while and then get in there for the next flank. Always keep them around here to threaten with another flank for either side of the forest, but instead he pushed, let them on the edge of the forest, and the Panther D was able to pick them off. Bit of a sloppy micro there from Eugen. Not quite on his A game so far when it comes to micro and positioning. He is, but you can't see his, well, his amazing game knowledge and his good base ideas on play. Guardias over here getting engaged by the Panther D. Panzer Commander Hitlerjugend once more coming in. And the Flak 41 replacement hitting the field as well for JKV. Was playing a bit of a Bellegarde division here. Not only mirroring the Vanguard income here for Eugen, so he has enough points to hold on, but not really intending of pushing anywhere in the early game. But really more about getting into the late game and then using his supreme combined arms against Eugen to get the victory. Panzer IV leaders now coming in as well. Quite a couple of Panzer IVs overall hitting the battlefield. Two over here should be able to deal with the Su-76. Ooh, they're engaging now onto the Amcha. That's a big mistake. So the Su-76. First, Panzer IV is bailed out. The combination of Amcha and Su-76 is really dangerous for Panzer IVs, as they focus Shermans on auto fire, so you have to micro them onto the Su-76s. Because Su-76s are the way bigger danger on the long ranges compared to the Sherman. The thing that made them good when they were meta, it was insanely good infantry. The rifle damage output before it got nerfed was really, really good. They had a good air tap as well, and back in the day, tank spam was even taken more literally than it is nowadays. Nowadays it's medium tanks, back then it was at no matter what tanks, so you were seeing a lot of just light tank Toldi spam and so on, and people struggling with that. Combined with the really high DPS Hujaroks. Hujarok Golyorsk. So, yeah, and what else? Oh, I think they also had really good off-map that got nerfed. I think those are the three things that made them meta in Season 1. Never the best of the Axis divisions, but wasn't top 3, top 5 back then. So, ooh, BM8. Haven't seen that in like forever. So this is basically a Katyusha rocket launcher on a light tank chassis. I think it's a T-70 chassis, might be a T-60 or T-80 as well. But yes, a light tank chassis or something else. But it's a light tank chassis with a Katyusha rocket on top. So that's pretty helpful. Valentine's also not doing much, but he killed the Panzer IVs here. The Panthers are the issue though, and now the Panthers have the leaders next to them, so they're even better. And this makes the whole situation rather problematic on the long ranges. Eugen has to find a solution for that. One of his ideas are Su-85s, but on full range they're good. but they're not amazingly against Panther Ds, because unlike the T-34-85, Panther Ds pretty easily penetrates them on max range, so the pen chances there are still heavily favored to the Panther, unlike the T-30-45 with its 40 extra frontal armor in comparison, where the Panther D really struggles on the long ranges as well to penetrate it. So yes, Su-85 is a good tank destroyer nowadays, but it's not amazing on 2000 meters against Panthers. Su-76 gets picked off as well, and Eugen seems to be a bit too focused on that headbutting strategy right now. Meanwhile, losing the flag in the north, JKV looking real strong right now. His combined arms is nearly set up. He lost another flag 41. Eugen at least picked that off. But Eugen is really low on tank. The tank numbers for JKV are higher. Plus he has better quality tanks. Plus he has airplay that is better than that of Eugen. And he is winning the north heavily. So, game is really not going well for Eugen. Phil's Quest is one of the maps where we saw the third mechanized struggle a couple of times already. Because they really need to get those trades in from the get-go and not allow the enemy to combine arms. And on this map, it's a bit too easy for the enemy to just play a bit more defensive and get that combined arms up anyway. So yeah, we have the third Flak 41 already on the battlefield, but there's still the mobile wagons, if you remember the deck that JKV, no, that's the deck from game number 2. This is the deck. He still has 4 Flak 41s and 2 mobile wagons, so it's not like he's running out of AA anytime soon, plus he has the Fokker Wolf, so sure, it's a expensive loss there, but he killed so many tanks by now that it's still at least 50-50 in the trades, if not even favored into JKV's favor. Panther D now engaging AA of Eugen as well. Don't know if we want to push with the Panther D already here as JKV. I mean, he's pretty strong on the battlefield, and obviously he has the same income. So it might be already time to push here. But maybe he wants to set up his combined arms even a bit longer. Against third mech, you really don't have to rush it, because their combined arms just doesn't really get that much better in the longer the game goes on. What they have is what they get, usually. They get it from the get-go, but they don't improve too much higher. But in the dirt fight, that 1v1 can often be that cost-efficient combined arms in the early game is really, really nasty to deal with. But JKV did a good job, so maybe just let him set up his artillery a bit, his AA a bit more, get him a couple more airplanes to really assert air dominance maybe as well. Kill a P-39 with a Fokker Wolf or so. And then get a couple more Panzer IVs in front of your Panthers and then push with that. And you should be Gucci here. JKV looking like he is in an absolute dominant position. Already getting a plane kill in the south now. This is a tough game for Eugen now. His pushers in the beginning in the south looked really promising, but he couldn't follow up on that. And this is always troublesome when you can't really get that foot in the door again with third mechanized on an open map. You need that one lane where you can pressure the enemy through, and like killing off the enemy Panther over here would have allowed that to follow in and just funnel units into the city and force JKV to take a fight after a fight there, or otherwise lose these 3 flags and go down to a 9-15. But with the Panther surviving here for all the time, Eugen wasn't able to do it. This Panther really basically saving JKV the game there. And now making him taking a heavy lead and a really dominant position here. Gets his first SK-18 on the field. This really doesn't look good for Eugen at this point. Pioneers coming in. He needs one good, amazing trade here. Turn it around. One more pedal to the metal move where he somehow gets 2 flags or so, and gets into a position where he actually can force JKV into fights, because at the moment JKV just doesn't have to take any of the fights that are not in his favor, and that's the issue here. E39 and 8 Cobra and 0 Cobra. Good old era Cobra. And really nice plane in War Thunder as well. Enjoyed playing this one a lot. I would say it's my most long plane with the Americans, but I might be wrong on that. Also killed quite a lot of them with zeros, but yeah, they're an enjoyable plane if you're on the giving end of the 37mm and not on the receiving end. Meanwhile, airplanes of JKV come in, keep getting the traits in more and more into his favor, shifting the balance here even more. And the SK-18, oh no, it's on auto fire. Okay, yeah, this is auto fire once over the whole map. Not really efficient, especially as you already have radio. Just hit the front line here with SK-18. Would be way better job. Ooh, P-39 goes down to the Fokker Wolf. So another good engagement here for JKV. here we return to the sellout section of the stream. And me talking about Match Reno and how you can support the tournament by raising the war bonds without paying anything. All you have to do is visit the Match Reno website that I just shared in this chat. Go here, use the code SKL5, and 50 cents appear in the prize pool, basically out of nowhere. You basically can print money that way. So, play Germany 1927 and make that economy blow up. Or at least, that's what I think how it works. Don't ask any more questions. But you for sure can get money in here without paying anything. And that money will get paid out to someone in the end, in the community, who earns it through stellar play in the league. So, yeah, it would be nice if we could get this a bit higher and get a bit closer to all these lovely stretch goals. Other ways are by buying something in the store, or if you feel really generous today, by just contributing money directly. So, let's jump right back into game number 2, and let's talk about the decks that we will see in game number 2. As Eugen brings us the New Zealanders once more, and so far, they didn't perform too well. We have seen them quite a couple of times, and on paper, this deck should be really good. But on the battlefield, they still have to show that. The win record is not that amazing. I mean, they have the Raider sneaky AT guns, they have really good infantry with dope leaders, they have Shermans, stack counts are also solid recon cars, the air tap is all you need, and still they somehow don't perform that great. So we will see if Eugen can change that, or if he will follow the trend. Whilst on the other side, JKV plays a division that we also have seen him a couple of times on by now. He will bring us Fallschirmpanzer Hermann Göring, which feels like a real JKV division. Nice recon and support tanks, and solid tank tab as well, with quite a lot of mediums, plus a couple of heavies. And then SK-18s, mortar half-tracks. Air tab is a bit light, but he even invested into more AA. The AA amount here is kinda insane. 2-star veterancy flak 38s on a flak supply transport, which also will get 2-star veterancy, so 4 2-star 20 mils basically, which is pretty nice. And then obviously some HMGs for holding the long ranges. So I'm a bit surprised to see the Valkyrie, as they are still not the greatest unit in my eyes, but they are decent by now. They have a solid availability, so I guess that's why we see them. And yeah, this is that. Let's jump right back into the game. We'll just unpause here, and then here we go. And the map this is all on is Brest West. So it should be a bit better for a CQC Sherman division than Slutsk West, even though it's also a West map. But Brest West allows for quite a bit more CQC play. It is quite a bit more infantry centric than Slutsk West. So I see Eugen's division here having way better chances than his Sherman's division in the last match. But we will have to see if he actually can do it this time as well. He has quite a couple of 2-star Shermans showing up in the center, so that, I guess, is his push. Trying to get in here would be my best guess. To try to grab 3 flags. You always basically want to have your eye on a triangle of flags when you go for the aggression. You always want to go for that 59 as Vanguard. At least at potential 59. Like, if it's too hard, heavy of a resistance, you don't want to all in on it, usually. But always having the potential for 59 is good. Because 1311 is too slow. It's not really that dangerous. Most games get decided when one side gets to a 59 for a long enough time. 1311 usually isn't really that decisive of a factor. So this is a triangle that you can go for, or like a line that you can go for. The other way is maybe going for the south and one flag in the north, but or for this section of the map. But I think in my eyes this should be the best route of attack. The question is, will JKV also see that this way and will have his most heavy defensive around this section as well? It doesn't look that way just yet. Most of his forces so far are deployed in the north, actually. So that should be interesting. You want to use the Flak 41s a bit closer to the front line, but you don't want to have them as a anti-tank unit per se. It's more of a zoning tool to keep enemies from just running into you in a special section. But it's AA unit first, anti-ground unit second. You don't want to have them as your primary ground unit because they take extra damage on the ground. But they're still a good zoning tool against also infantry or so that just runs in there. And on 2000 meters they can shoot them then and stop them from getting anywhere. So, and against light and medium armor they're obviously also effective against low numbers. But against like 3 Shermans, the Flak 41 is pretty inefficient. So you don't want to have them as your real AT option. You just want to have them as a support zoning tool. Stack count comes in the north. 6-pounder coming in the south. Shermans pushing through the center. Spandau versus MG42 on the other side as well, but they're just so slightly out of range. As that stupid getting unloaded just in time. Stack count versus 233 is a pretty close matchup as well. The stack count wins it this time. The stack count in the center might be able to kill the Pak 40. JKV realizes this in time though, so unloads it now. A lot of Shermans showing up there. Only 2 Quattrodomes in the south together with 6-pounders, so a bit lighter push in the south. But already going up to 1410 is Eugen here, so if he gets this flag, it's a 59. And that would be trouble for JKV. 59 already puts you on quite a tough timer, so you have to react to that. 32 minutes is not too much, 60 minutes is quite quickly. That's something you will have to respect. So, we should try to either capture another flag or keep on holding onto this one. Guess retaking this one though shouldn't be too hard for now, but we will have to see. One of the Shermans of Eugen gets separated though, and gets caught alone by the Pak 40. 2 penetrations in it looks like by the Pak 40, but both with APCR, so the Sherman still is down to 2 hit points, and not dead yet. 59 for Eugen now has occurred, so wow. He is down to 60 minutes. Hey there, Tiger, how you doing? That wow somehow really got into my bones. That was a surprising wow. Don't know why, but felt really awkward first. Then it felt good because Owen Wilson vows are just a pretty calming sound. Feels like it's something. It's the best wow out there, that's for sure. 59 now for Eugen with the New Zealanders. Can JKV push on and get it somewhere else? Avangard Pioneers pushing in the north, Valkyrie coming in there as well. Stack count though will help out the Oblitus, but the Oblitus should go down first as well. The HE output of the stack count isn't too amazing. More Panzer 4Gs coming around. The Valkyrie easily should retake this hill as there's no real forces for Eugen to actually hold it, so that will bring it back to 10-14. Which eases the whole situation for JKV by quite a bit. Here we go. Gets the flag back. Shermans now engaging the Valkyrie over here. Taking it out. Panzer 4 coming around though. Getting already 1 penetration in on the Sherman. Sherman has to retreat. A single Sherman should not take the fight either. The other Sherman with turret stack retreated home. So we now have the one at the front fall. The third one is falling back. Fourth and fifth Sherman coming in the south as well, together with two 6-pounders. Oh, but wait, what got the Sherman over here? Oh, the Flak 41. The Flak 41 sniping the Sherman over here. I guess that's what happened. Maybe it was the Panzer IV. Line of sights are a bit iffy in this area of the map. But nice kills there for sure for JKV, who brings it back to a 12-12 thanks to a nasty half-track. Running around the Obletus, taking two flags in the center. Really nice move there. Jagdpanzer also engaging Sherman in the south. Will most likely go badly for the Sherman. Sherman has to disengage this, but Eugen not reacting just yet. Seems to be busy in the center. Brings in the stack count for the half-track over here, but the Sherman really has to disengage here. Now he realizes it, brings the 6-pounder around, tries to get the Sherman out of danger. So far no penetration happened on it, so far it's fine. 11-13 now for Eugen though. JKV actually the guy now on the tick, bringing it all the way around. Loses one Panzer IV in the center. The 222 also under attack by a stack count. Sherman here now in a 1v1 with the Panzer IV. Panzer IV gets a penetration in. 6-pounder engaging the Jagdpanzer. Not quite sure how that goes on long range, but I would guess the Jagdpanzer should be relatively safe there. Stack count pushing back the half-track. Eugen brings it back to a 12-12, but this move with the half-track was really good by JKV, saving him quite a couple of points there in the long run. ME-109 should be able to hit the 6-pounder down here. And the Spitfire on the other side coming around. Get the ME-109. Okay, goes head to head. Not something he should have done there as JKV. He should have microed himself out of the way there. But he got the kill onto the 6-pounder at least. So Jagdpanzer is safe for now in the south. But at the meantime, the Pak 40 here was on a north spot. Got killed off pretty instantaneously by Eugen without dealing much damage. Panzer IV gets killed off by a 6-pounder. So Eugen once more getting some good trades here. And this game is going back and forth so far. A lot of trades happening so far. A lot of casualties on both sides. Sherman numbers has been reduced by quite a bit. But Panzer IV number is down to 0 for now. There are Jagdpanzers. There's one Panzer IV in the north actually. So I gotta take that back, but nothing really happening in the north. Stack count finally able to kill off the half-track, bringing Eugen back up to a 59. Straight back to a 59 here. So JKV now on the timer again. Eugen in the lead. This is a lovely game. This is once more a really nice Division 1 game so far already. I'm optimistic that it will stay this way. A lot of action on both sides. Nice moves as well, like the half-track move up here to capture two flags. Moving around the Obletus to not get hit by grenades or anything. So really well done there. Obletus against Valkyrie over here, but the Valkyrie is on its own. Obletus are moving though. Oh, and the second of Obletus hasn't moved up yet, so the Valkyrie in a 1v1 situation will win. 2 versus 1 though, not so much. So the second Valkyrie should come around. JKV not realizing it just yet though. Mitralexis is returning back to base to come in another time. Panzer IV winning the engagements against the stack hounds in the north. Both stack hounds down now. Good victory there for JKV. Might be able to endanger the supply routes of Eugen in the north. Brings in a Sherman and another stack hound. Stack hound once more engaging. Over here onto the Ersatztruppen. And another Ersatztruppen trying to help out, but the Obletus so far are holding on. MG42 though engaging, and with the MG42 the Obletus will get pinned down. And that might allow the Ersatztruppen, yeah, allows the Ersatztruppen to get the 10-14 back. Making it an easier job here for JKV to get into the later stages of the game. Stack count over here gets sniped off by the Jagdpanzer. Second one doesn't get hit so far. Sherman in the north though falls to the Panzer IV. Good kills there by JKV. I really enjoy his armored division play. His German Panzer play. is a nice one. It's quite different to what we see from the other Division 1 players. That's really enjoyable. German 3s in the forest here. JKV actually bringing it back to a 12-12. Really not where Eugen wants to be here. But he gets a kill onto his units in the south, and so far the trades haven't been bad for Eugen. They are way better than they have been last game, so there is for sure potential still for him here to get this game home, as both sides are on Vanguard, so it's not like he has to finish it off in time. He only has to keep JKV's combined arms down somewhat. JKV nearly getting a double Sherman kill there. Last second move of one of the Shermans saves it though. Mitra Lexus trying to come again once more to kill off the Ju-75. The Flak 41s most likely will prevent that though. And Eugen turns off as well. So 12-12 is on. Aplidis and more Katratromis coming in. Jagdpanzer moving forward. Spitfire will get pushed back here by the Flak 41. But Sherman now trying to... Oh no. Pretty sure that wasn't on purpose. That this Sherman is here engaging and dueling a Flak 41. Not what you want to have happened as Eugen here, who is down to an 11-13 as the north starts to collapse here. 6-pounder is on its own now. So the Ersatztruppen should be able to finish it off. Oblitas tried to come in, but the Panzer IV is still threatening the reinforcement roads. Deck count here trying to help out as well against the Ersatztruppen, but the 6-pounder is in trouble, and with the 6-pounder falling, JKV can't push in the north. So, once more, JKV doing a really good job, getting his combined arms up, getting his infantry in the right spot, and then just letting the push of Eugen fizzle and counter push on the right spots, like in the north. Those kills on the stack counts and so on were really nice. Eugen down to an 11-13 here. Brings in 25-pounders. Interesting. Loses one Oblitas already in transport though once more. And another Jagdpanzer is around in the south against Catadromus, Oblitas, and so on. Bedford gets killed off in the north by the Panzer IV as well. Sherman coming around. Eugen really a bit sloppy on his micro today. Not quite on his A level, I must say. Doesn't look as hot as he did in earlier seasons in that regard. Hopefully he steps that up. Maybe already in this game, but for sure throughout the season. Panzer IV-G here now will engage the Oblitas. 11-13 continues. So Eugen now on the 30-minute timer. Loses 2 more Oblitas. Gets the Panzer IV kill finally. But that was another bloody loss there. A lot of infantry down. And 2 Oblitas are worth, like, 1 Panzer IV is worth 2 Oblitas. So with getting 3 or 4 killed in transport, the Panzer IV absolutely paid off already. Plus, additionally, obviously, it also killed the stack counts and so on. So that Panzer IV did a lot of value. That earned a lot of value for JKV. Pity Hawks hitting the Panzer IVs over here. Dying to deal some damage. Killing with the one in the center, actually. So good kills there. More Shermans coming around. More Shermans coming around. 25-pounders in the north. Hitting the Flak 41 though. And they are in radio range, so they're really accurate. So the Flak 41 should most likely go down here. Nice snipe there by Eugen. If he actually can finish it off. Obviously down to RNG right now. Oh no. Kinda unlucky there. As the Flak 41 is now moving out of the circle. Oblitas trying to come around down in the south. JKV is looking strong here. Even though this is not his favorite map, I'm pretty sure of. This is not the best map for German tank divisions. But he is making it work so far. Keeping Eugen at home, and second New Zealanders has a similar problem as third Guards tank corps. It's also not too deep in how much it can improve in the combined arms section. Meanwhile, the German Panzerhammer Göring can get quite a lot of different units that help out with combined arms. So, Eugen is still in trouble here. Gets up back to 12-12. Can he find a way to break through JKV, or will JKV take the whole series here? That would be really devastating for Eugen. It might be an indicator that he actually could be dropping once more this season. After dropping in Season 3, bringing his way back in Division 4, back to Division 1, he has to really claw his way through this group stage if he wants to stay in this division. It's not the easiest task to ask for sure. Only the skin. Only that it has a name and a different skin. Like, you can see, this is another skin than the normal Spitfires. But it's only indicating that it is a special pilot. They don't have any extra bonuses. They just replace a normal module. The Aces. 25 pounder. Continuing here. I wonder actually if the Aces are somehow specially handled by Scout Spirits mod. 3075, if you can actually make anything special for them in that regard there. Both Shermans might go down here, only one going down, but the other one should be damaged, right? They at least falls back. No, it's actually not damaged, but still, nice run there with the JRT-75, killing off a Sherman. Eugen still trying to break through, but the combined arms once more here, really strong by JKV. 35 pounder is still not able to finish up the Flak 41 over here. Now it tries it with the Kiat right there, so 13-11. 22 minutes still on the clock for JKV, so he's not really on that much of a timer. It's still quite a lot of time, especially after minute 16. Well, some of them come in units that come in with forced veterancy merit, but they don't get any bonus, as it would be pay to win if they would get any special bonuses. So, no, they are just units. There's no extra modifiers, it's basically like, yeah, it's basically like skins, in addition to the normal skins already in the game. As you also can change the color for some of your units. But yeah, he for example has these two Greek flags in the front, Mitralexes, that the normal ones don't have. They also have a different normal color scheme, if I remember correctly. The Mediterranean Spitfire. Ooh, Flak 41 over here drops. Next Flak 41 gets hit over here. Can Eugen make the airplay happen? That would obviously be real strong. At the moment he's not doing too well in the tank-on-tank combat, and he's not doing amazingly in the infantry combat either. So he needs a win. Killed off the Flak 41 over here, and this is a nice start. Now the SK-18s will most likely, yes, they counter-battery him. But he can't bring in air now. Luck feeling hitting field in the north. Yeah, JKV is really once more playing his defensive playstyle, not going onto any big offensive, not completely turtling, but trying to get his combined arms up here, as always. Pushing a bit in the north, where he saw that Eugen is weak, but he always lets the enemy do the first move. Which against Nilla didn't really work out at all. Against Eugen, so far it does. But I could still see Eugen break him here. Maybe he is weaker against Maverick. Maybe Maverick really is his weak spot. But we will have to see through the rest of the season how it goes. And if Eugen maybe can get the victory here, obviously it's not decided just yet at all. But the amount of Shermans dropping is quite worrisome. Also, the 2500 now get countered by the lead by an SK18. Is pretty accurate, so you have to be careful with them as well. They can't just pin down all the different AA pieces and AT pieces. 11-13. Eugen in trouble. Kitty Hawk now coming in onto the MG42 over here. Another Kitty Hawk in the south onto the 222. Feel like good targets, but not amazing. Oh, especially as the Spellwagon is moving over here. The other Kitty Hawk gets forced back with weapon jams and might actually get killed off here by the quadruple. Yeah, one Kitty Hawk goes down, so this is really bad for Eugen. As he brings on more infantry. More Obletus. Obletus, Obletus, Obletus. Does the Jagdpanzer actually get the win here? Yeah, it does. Together with the MG42. So Eugen is crumbling in the north as well. Spitfire coming in with bombs in the north. Should do a good job there. Trying to get the MG support in that forest a bit lower. Oh, nice. Gets the HMG kill there. More tanks coming in for Eugen. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see some more Flak 41s. So, AA is still the big focus of JKV here. One of the reasons why he usually doesn't push as quickly, because he has investments like that don't affect the front line too much, but they affect how the enemy can play. So, it's just as valuable, I think. 25 pounders moved a bit around. What are they going after now? They're going after... Wait, what? Okay, they changed targets. They changed... down here. Another JOD-75 though coming in. And there's only one Bofors remaining. And it's not anywhere near this JOD-75 is going. Kill off the last Sherman up here. 27 minutes on the clock for Eugen. And JKV looks like the dominant force here. More Shermans setting up for Eugen in the rear. But can he achieve freak through as more and more Flak 41s come in? And so on. So this looks troublesome for Eugen. This looks really troublesome. Meanwhile, I will stand up. Hopefully internet connection will stay on and my LAN cable stays in. So, looks fine. Because, yeah, starting to feel that my body wants me to stand. Otherwise, he says goodbye and good night again. Don't want to have that happen one more. Kitty Hawk coming in here for MG42. Meanwhile, I try to get my blood flow back up here so I can hypecast maybe a bit more. But right now there is not much to hypecast. There's just quite a lot of analytical work. The 25 pounders being one of the best units in Eugen's roster here. So yeah, any artillery piece under 85, 90 points is worth considering, and the 25 pounder is one of the best of these because it has a really good rate of fire. It has 8 HE shells per minute, so for gun of this caliber this is pretty decent. Even has it as each AP shells. So those are not that amazing. 11-13 continues here. Looks like JKV might be able to keep this on the board this way. As more and more AA come into the front line. So this is quite a bit of position. Spitfire down here, retreating. Guess he has units like this because he wants to set up a trap onto the enemy airplanes, which would be interesting. Would be interesting. Spitfire flying around in the skies. Valkyr and Begleit Grenadiers out in the open. And the 17 pounder hitting the field in the north. And there we go, another follow. Thanks there, Popienos. Much appreciated. Also, Kipiti. I missed you earlier, 30 minutes ago. Thanks for the follow as well. Sorry for not having the shout out back then. But yes, welcome to the channel. That follower game is going well lately, not gonna lie. Panzer IV over here gets hit. No, wait, what? And the SK-18 finally does its job in counter battery. Starting to kill off the 25 pounder over here. So Eugen has to be careful about his 25 pounders while still being down 11-13. He has to find a way out here. He has to find a way out. Leaders coming up once more. AA batteries getting smaller, but there's still the flak feelings, there's still the 20 mils, and there's still quite a lot of 88s that can come in. And with the 25 pounders getting killed off, the flak 41s should stay safer as well. So yeah, the Shermans don't really seem to do it. Overall, lately the Sherman performance in in Steel Division League hasn't been too hot over the last couple of days that we casted. Both in Division 1 with the T-34-85s absolutely destroying the ones of Trey Fox, or like in the last game, or in Division 3 and 5 and so on, where we for example saw Roguish Tiger playing with Sherman divisions like the 2nd New Zealanders, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out at all. So, interesting. Doesn't mean that the Sherman is weak or anything, but maybe people played a bit wrong. Or maybe people adjusted better to the counterplay. Jagdpanzer coming around here as well. Yeah, Bofors gets forced back over here, but got damaged. Meanwhile, 17 pounder comes up in the north, might be able to kill the Jagdpanzer. And that's the only AT in the north, so then the Sherman maybe can push in the north. And the north overall looks pretty weak. If Eugen can get a quick push in the north, if Eugen can get a quickie in the north, in there, then he could get 4 flags there. And even 5 flags. Can he make it? Ooh, JOT-75 once more gets through though. Bofors is too far back and in the light forest, so it can't really do much with it. So, yeah. And it looks like JKV is now realizing the situation in the north, and Spitfire here will not be able to catch up with the JOT-75. Yeah, Eugen now realizing that as well. It means he bought a 2nd fighter, so that's another investment into something that doesn't capture him the ground. And JKV keeps the 13-11 up. 25 pounders now try to hit something over here, but the SK-18... Oh no, wait, what? The SK-18 is actually hitting the 17 pounder in the north. Interesting. Interesting. Not really doing much there. The 17 pounder sure got pinned a bit, but now is falling back. Meaning there is not much damage dealt there. I would have expected the SK-18. Yeah, now it's returning back to under batterying. Units over here get hit by a 25 pounder quite a bit. But the SK-18 is dangerous. Jagdpanzer returns to the north as well. Oblivious coming in against the Ersatztruppen. They should be able to take 1 flag back, but 4 more flags, more Shermans and so on would have been needed. I have a hair somehow coming close to my mouth. And 17 pounder and 6 pounder coming around right here. more and more Obletus streaming through the middle, and really the issue of the Obletus being not having any anti-tank, and that's maybe like one of the issues I see with the current builds of the second New Zealanders, that nobody brings any stuff around that has a Piat to help out the Obletus, or like other anti-tank, and having only infantry without AT is really annoying. Like, you at least need your leaders or so to have some infantry AT to help you out in light forest against something like a 222 or so. So, like, that's something I have different in my New Zealanders, and that's maybe something that people have to consider when they build their decks, that infantry AT, at least on some of your units, is quite important. So either bring either normal, different normal infantry squads, or bring some leaders and so on that bring AT to the battlefield to help out your infantry squads in that struggle. SK-18 didn't get the kill there. 25 pounders now running away from each other. Bitfire's coming in the north. Will hit the HMG. HMG tries to dodge though, so might not. No, it still goes down. 12-12 is back on the menu here. Lloyd Carrier gets killed up over here. And the 6-pounder tries to return the fire. Force behind there. Another 25-pounder coming in here for Eugen. So is that his goal here? Making it a long artillery game. Another Flak 41 hits the battlefield. Meanwhile, the two Kitty Hawks try to make their run onto the HMG. Up here, get the kill there as well. So nice strike there by Eugen. But obviously with more AA coming around, that will get harder once more. Meanwhile, Obleed is pushing onto Valkyrie. The Clyde Grenadiers in the forest as well. 12-12 continues. German moving around over here. Game slowed down quite a bit. Bofors, though, is getting sniped here. Gets killed off. 6-pounder tries to kill off the Jagdpanzer. But nice snipe there by the Mortar Half-Track. Mortar Half-Tracks with radios are just really, really, really dangerous. So, yeah, just as you could see there, one salvo can take out something like a Bofors. Especially if it's already at half health. And now JKV is trying to push in over here, and so far it's going well. Gets the 1311, gets good infantry traits as well. So, Eugen under struggle here, in where he pushed in earlier this game. Tries to pin down the Light Grenadiers, but they finish off the Obletus first. And the Mitral Axis is forced back once more. At least the Jagdpanzer 4 gets killed off in the north, so that's a win there for Eugen. Maybe he can still push in there, but the center is deteriorating. And the disintegration of the center would spell doom onto Eugen's game here. So he has to be really careful about how to approach it. Can't really push in the north till he has the situation in the center figured out. And that will be a tough one. JKV really in a nice spot right now, and just as with 3rd Mechanized, the combined arms of 2nd New Zealand just doesn't get that much better the later the game goes. So, yeah, JKV really on a good way here to maybe getting another victory with his Mortar Half-Tracks. The SK-18 also helping out, so it's not really effective as counter-batterying. Was close to getting this 25-pounder killed, but didn't. So Eugen can still fire back onto him. German coming around over here. Imagine being Quadro U spamming medium tanks all game, whining about medium tank meta, and then calling the 3 25-pounders artillery spam. You have more investment into medium tanks at the setup of your games, Quadro U, than this is after 33 minutes in game in artillery. artillery spam doesn't start before you at least have 5 units on the battlefield. So, this is not artillery spam. "25 pounders. Not quite doing the job. Well, the medium tanks didn't work out for Eugen in this game, that's for sure. So he tries to find another way. And he tries to find it with his 25 pounders. And so far they did a good job. Just everything else didn't. I mean, he sniped 2 Flak 41s with it. So they already paid off with that. But his Sherman play, they just got killed off quite easily. Both sides sniping each other's AA with the artillery. And that's what artillery is there for in 1v1. And, I mean, they also don't have the really big guns. They have the more affordable SK-18s and the 25 pounders. And that's actually a price range where artillery is still fair. Where you can still afford them. If you actually use them to deal with the enemy. Mortar half-tracks also, with 100 points. But everything above 100 points is hard to justify in a 1v1. Flak 41 here, beating back the Kitty Hawk. Spitfire coming in with bombs on the Valkyr. Gets the hit there. 17-7 now though for JKV, as Eugen is disintegrating in the south. Yeah, the German Oblitus spam didn't really work out at all. And it's really makes me wonder, like, where is the future of second New Zealanders? Because they really seem to struggle win rate wise in this season so far. And it makes me wonder if it's the play style of the players with it, or if the division isn't that good after all. If the Oblitus was overhyped, and if you maybe need a bit more than just Shermans in your tank tab as well, like some Fireflies, some Su-76s or so, to help them out. Also, so far the win record is not that great. Well, actually pretty bad, at least from what we have seen on stream. The mortar fire and SK-18 fire returns now, hits the 25 pounder, kills it instantaneously. One more Spitfires flying around. Leaders coming in the south. And Oblitus coming in the north as well. Kitty Hawk joining in as well. Coming up onto the MG42. So do the Spitfires. Gets the kill there. Black feeling. It's just a Spitfire as well. And JKV looks like he's on a solid way here. With his 16-8. Artillery commander coming in north, but the 16-8 I don't think is reversible with the division that Eugen is on right now. With losing 25 pounders, having no AA, so the Ju-75s can come in time and again. And also having a lot of Jagdpanzers holding down the lines where the Shermans could pop up. Jagdpanzer is doing a really good job here, together with the Ju-75 for JKV. Those two units might be the MVPs for him in this match. Spitfire comes around once more, trying to kill off the Ju-75, but with like 41s, might be able to prevent that, as there's also more 20 mils with high veterancy here as well. Oh no, it's actually going for a run. Gets its bombs off. Sherman dies though. MG42 goes down, but still a 59 here for JKV. With 222 is down here in the forest. Mortar half-track. Actually trying to snipe the Shermans now. Dealing them some damage there. 25 pounder gets killed by the SK-18. JKV stays up on the 59. Another Sherman coming in here by Eugen. 59 continues. Deck count right now. Engaging over here. Not doing too well. Yeah, I think Sherman divisions also dropped heavily with the appearance of the T-3485 as a counter. Like, everyone is talking about how T-3485s really destroyed Tigers and Panthers, but Tigers and Panthers already weren't really on the meta before. But I like how T-3045s at the moment counterbalance Shermans. I'm not saying it should stay the way, and it is, like, there shouldn't be anything done about the T-3045 because they counter Shermans. I think both of these units are a bit too good and should rather be nerfed so that Tiger and Panthers can come up. But at the moment, the variety in divisions we see in the league is quite good, and also the win records on divisions is quite good, and that is really nice to see. Also, divisions get played quite differently. We see different incomes as well. Maverick showing up with Nilla and so on, getting victories there as well. And Vanguard, obviously, though, being the major income still, which is both through to playstyle and also through to power level. So maybe Vanguard has to get nerfed a bit. But yeah, at the moment, I don't think the meta is as bad as people always tell. I mean, people love to cry about the meta, no matter the video game, but currently it's quite flexible in Steel Division, I think. And I enjoyed this season really quite a bit. Might be the best meta that we had in a Steel Division League season so far. And Spitfires showing up in the south. Kitty Hawk in the north, gets onto the Valkyrie, gets the hit there, gets the kill. JKV still up to 1410, and it doesn't really look like it will change much. I mean, Eugen's Air Force gets through, but the trades on the ground are just not good. And the mortar half-tracks and the SK-18s deal just as much damage basically as the air units that come through, and the JH-75 makes all the Shermans scared, because there's no AA on the ground anymore, and the Spitfires cannot do much against the JH-75 because frontally they struggle and they can't chase us because of all the AA, so they can be on a really good way here. Half-track gets killed off though, 6-pounder coming in as well. Yeah. People like to blame the meta, no matter the game. Like StarCraft 2, I also see myself crying there about Zerg time and again whenever I lost against them. And instead of, because it's easier to blame the meta than blaming yourself and saying, okay, I have to improve in my game. I mean, I don't say Steel Division 2 is perfect. No means, by no means. Like, Shermans and T-3045s are a bit overperforming, but you will always have overperforming units. Nice kill here on the Shermans. And there will always have to be balance work done. Just alone to already shift the meta so that it doesn't get stale at some point. But the current one is one of the better ones that we have in Steel Division history so far. Infantry has its place. Air spam isn't completely obnoxious anymore as it was last season. I mean, we don't see 6 airborne banned and all the time, and still we don't see 6 airborne picked all the time in the ones where it doesn't get banned, so there is something to that as well. So yeah, the gameplay balance at the moment looks quite nice. Infantry spam is still a good option. The only thing that is a bit lackluster maybe are the like heavy tanks. The super heavy tanks also have their place. IS-2s and King Tigers show up quite often, but Panthers and Tigers and maybe something like KV-85s and so on, not as much as they should. Like those Eugen will have to look into, but I guess the range rework will be a buff to them. It at least should be on paper, so I'm not too worried about that either. 1410 right now for JKV. I'm pretty sure Tigers and Panthers will have their time to shine as well at some point. As will Eugen. It is not this game though. Yeah, JKV kind of dismantled his second New Zealanders here. Pretty impressive defensive play there. Wouldn't have expected Hermann Göring to do that well against a Sherman division on pressed west, but JKV found the right spots, got the right kills. The early game was a bit iffy, but then he really found his way in and got some really good trades. The J87s did amazingly. If we gonna check here, this Panzer IV also killing off a lot of leaders, and yeah, Some of the leaders might have been actually close enough to maybe get off a Piet or so, but they sadly don't have one. But yes, this is a big issue here. You can't let a JR-75 kill 6 of your Shermans. That's just not that's just not healthy. On the other side, we have Stackhounds doing a lot of work as well, though, in the north. The Spay Wagons really didn't do anything in the early game there. So it's not like Eugen didn't do anything, but the mid game, or like the later early game, let's put it that way around, just didn't went well at all. And from there on out, JKV kept him on a distance, and then when Eugen was struggling too much, he just pushed him off the map. So GGVP here to JKV in the first series of the day, taking it 2-0 over Eugen. The next series that we will cover is Wesley versus Jarda Boy. So stay around, stay tuned. See you all there in 5 minutes. And I mean, yeah, player base also seems to agree with me because the game is way more enjoyable and also maybe more flexible than it was before, because player numbers in Steel Division at the moment are at the highest they've ever been for a longer period. Like, obviously, the first 3 days after launch, they were higher, but since then, we never had such a stable, high amount of players, which is really cool. So here we return. Match number 2 of today will bring us to Jarda Boy versus Wesley in Group B. We already saw Wesley versus Kama getting a tie there. He was getting 4th place last season, so he is really, really strong. Jarda Boy, meanwhile, coming out of Division 2, has to show where he stands in Division 1. But we all know that he practices quite a bit, streams quite a lot as well, and is a really active player in the community. And he can punch up. He also sometimes loses against players that seem to be a bit lower than his skill level, but in Division 1, his potential of punching up is what gives him the chances here, I think. So let's see if he can topple Wesley, or if Wesley is one step too far above him. We will see that in game number 1, in which we will have a matchup between Jarda Boy's 16th Panzer, which is at the moment a top level division, 2 King Tiger cards in B phase, so 4 King Tigers overall, plus 8 Tigers in C. Jarda Boy known for liking Panzer divisions quite a bit. He's also playing at Vanguard. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Wesley with 2nd Guards Tank Corps, using those earlier mentioned T-34 85s, 1944s, hopefully to their fullest potential. And some Tango de Sanikis and Guardia DPs and half-tracks are helpful there as well. Air tap is a bit weak, AA tap is okay, but no veterancy here makes me a bit worried, because 16th has a good air tap, but Jarda Boy is not the usually not the guy that plays the most of air, but this air tap actually looks quite dangerous. So we will have to see how Wesley fares there in game number 1 against Jarda Boy's 16th SS. 16th Panzer. As we are on Tali Ihantala, a map that we have seen quite often in this season. It is one of the maps that is played a bit slower. Not quite Slot's Quest level, but thanks to the lake down here, the front line is a bit narrower, so pushing is tougher. But there is a bit more maneuver thanks to these forest lines, and also the small forest coming around the corner over here than there is on Slot's Quest. It's not quite as open. So, should be an interesting match here. Wesley bringing around the T-34 85s. We have so far only Panzer IVs and Stooks on the other side. But if the King Tigers in B phase for sure are dangerous. If you can't deal with them, they can win the game on a map like this, when they just keep the open under control over here. And so Wesley maybe has to force it Jarda Boy that hard that he can't afford them or something. We will have to see what his strategy here is as the game already starts. Jarda Boy bringing in a good mix all around the map, similar forces in the center as there are in the north. Meanwhile, Wesley a bit more in the north, already using smoke. I like starts like this. They're a bit using tools that we don't see too much in other situations, like smokes from early artillery, early mortars. I like the motorbike mortars a lot, played quite a bit with them when the game launched. I realized they're a bit too high on the micro level for me, but I still think they're underused in Division 1, and I love to see them here from Wesley, who tries to get everything smoke blocked here to get himself the flag over here, and so far already going up to a 59, as he gets the flag over here and even the flag over here, but obviously these two Jarda Boy should retake relatively easily. The one in the north, though, seems like it will stay in Wesley's hands for a while, and that's at least the 1311 that he forces on Jarda Boy that he has to handle. So, nice start there from Wesley. So far, no casualties on either side. But the positional play here, really, really nice. I enjoy that one already. Meanwhile, more T-34 85s coming around, Tango de Sadnikis as well. And yeah, Pack 40 moving in here as well. T-34 76 moving through here. A lot of Panzer IVs behind the smoke curtain. T-34 85s coming up. No leader or anything next to them, and they don't have veterancy, so it against 2-star Panzer IVs, they actually might lose out on below 2000 meter range. Like 1500 meters and below. The Panzer IVs actually might lose out, but we will have to see. Obviously, the T-34s still have the better frontal armor and the better penetration on paper. But lower fire rate and lower accuracy than the Panzer IVs there. Pak 40 coming in as well now, with even more tanks for Jarda Boy in the north. The mortar bike has used all its smoke shells, but it still has 30 HE shells left that it could use as well. T-34-85s get themselves into an ambush position in the light forest. Meanwhile, the infantry is pushing a bit deeper, but I don't know if Wesley... Yeah, you should just stay in here, be happy with the flag. There's not much potential to go for that flag anyways, so... Yep, as Wesley, he should just dig in, secure that flag, and maybe focus on getting another flag somewhere else. Panzerschreck down here is a nice position for Jarda Boy. Grant exactly something like this. A half-track just trying to come around and capture the flag. This half-track would, by the way, win out against the half-track of Jarda Boy, as 7mm can't engage in half-track, but a 50 cal can engage against half-tracks and at some point kill it. So it's good that the Panzerschreck is here to prevent that from happening. Meanwhile, Jarda Boy already bringing out a commander. In this case, the Commander Panzer III. And that means all the Panzer IVs up here now will go up to 3-star next to the leader. So really, really dangerous Panzer IIIs on the map for Jarda Boy. Enko's coming in as well for Wesley. More and more Redgas as well. Positional play will be absolutely key here. 1311 continues, 29 minutes on Jarda Boy's clock, but obviously that's not a big threat just yet. So we will have to see when the first engagements break out, who will get out on top. Because really, so far, both sides not having lost a single unit. It's quite impressive. 4 minutes in, both sides still doing the chess setup here. We sadly don't have names established for openings, unlike in chess though, so this is we are still a bit too young for that. If Steel Division gets 500 years old, I guess we will have names for all of these openings as well. Budapester or something like that. 1311 continues. Panzer Grenadiers coming in as well. And the 1311 might get broken in the north, but don't know if just hammering Panzer IVs will work out there. Like, sure, that's a lot of tanks, but on the other side we also see a couple of M42s already being set up. A couple of leaders also coming up, joining in. More CIS-2s as coming in as well. More Tankos. Looks like both sides fully commit to the battle around this flag right now, and that might be a rather snowbally effect afterwards. Because if one side wins decisively here, then the other side will not have much to stop that force once it is unleashed. So we'll have to see if that actually happens, or if both sides also will trade out equally once the engagement starts here. It's for sure one of the... Oh, we actually had a casualty. We had a half-track getting killed off, so rip there. Cold War got hot there for a second, but other than that, both sides really just setting up for the big clash. I mean, Westlake can't really go anywhere in the north. He has the flag, and Jarda Boy has to make sure that his push actually works out. So it makes sense the way it is. It makes sense. I like the position a bit more for Wesley, as he's obviously the one in the defensive position. But Jarda Boy's forces looks scary, that's for sure. It's quite a lot of manpower there. More T-34-85s showing up though. More M42s. An artillery piece on either side would be nice. Like, maybe one more of these 82mm mortars to just use to fire onto something and force units to reposition or help your units out in the direct engagement. Mortar half-track for Jarda Boy would be quite helpful in dislodging this position, or also maybe using some tactical smokes. Ooh, M42 fired a shot now onto a half-track, gets engaged by the MG42, so this M42 will go down. And is that the start of the engagement? Or just a side skirmish? Half-track over here against Tanko de Sanikis. They disengage once more. I will have to check if Jarda Boy actually has... Oh, no, that's not Jarda Boy, that's Jarda Boy. Does he have a mortar half-track? No, he doesn't have artillery at all till C-phase. He only has a naval rifle in C-phase, so that is interesting. He has the Fokker Wolves, obviously. They could come in here. But not having any artillery till C-phase is quite surprising to me. I would always take one card of mortar half-tracks. Sure, you don't want to have them all the time, but in situations like this, a mortar half-track is really worth it. Mortars coming in over here. By the way, I just saw the guest list for today's talk, and I already can see some really hot-headed debates, as we have both Nilla and Gonzo in there, so that should be an interesting talk. And Nilla, Gonzo, Green HD, Tactical Collision, and El Bowser. And I have the feeling like Nilla and Gonzo also will take over the talks quite heavily, and will together have quite a bit more than 50% of the talking time compared to the rest of us. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Haven't had talks like this since we had in Season 3 the Generals launch in Season 2 and 3. Since Angry Bird gave that up. I hosted it once, but it was quite stressful to organize actually, and I just didn't have the time anymore to do it. Yeah. It's nice to have it once more on the table, and I'm really glad that Tactical Collision is organizing it. 82mm will hit in the north. Guardias coming in here as well. Ooh, and the push is starting. Oh my god, this is really loud. Fokker Wolf bombers coming in. Panzer Force trying to retake the flag. Ognomachikis get pushed back in the forest as there's a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. T-34 falls. Next one gets pinned down. T-34-85 now sees it. Another T-34-85 coming around the corner. But the infantry engagement is really going pretty poorly for Wesley, so it's back to a 12-12. Question is Jarda Boy happy with that, or is he trying to push deeper? It looks like he might try to push deeper here. T-34-85 start to get good engagements here, but there is a Pak-40 at the end of the road, and that is good against T-34-85s. Gets the crew panic there. Should be able to kill it off now. Yeah, T-34-85 bites the dust. M42 over here gets killed off by Panzer Grenadiers. Half-tracks pushing in as well. And it looks so far like Jarda Boy might be able to get through here. T-34-85 gets killed off by the Fokker Wolf as well. And 237mm with 1 Star C are not enough to stop that. So 12-12 on the battlefield. 16th Panzer pushing deeper. T-34-85 gets killed off over here as well. And Jarda Boy brings it back to a 12-12, and the KD for him should be quite a bit better by now. Quite a lot of T-34s though down the road. Sis-2 as well. But it only engages half-tracks right now. Gets engaged by Panzer Force and Panzer Grenadiers as well, and the Sis-2 gets absolutely annihilated here. T-34 in the north tries to push back, and oh my god, is this loud. So many shots flying all around. T-34 76 gets killed off. Fokker Wolf comes in with a rocket run as well. P2 now from the other side. And this is really an insanely heavy fight up in the north. Both sides trying to micro their units around, trying to keep the half-tracks in front of the tanks to bait any enemy AT guns to reveal themselves. And the fight is really going well for Jarda Boy right now. Most of the T-34-85s are picked off. He didn't lose too many Panzer IVs at all. Lost a couple of half-tracks, but half-tracks don't really matter. infantry fight also went into his favor. So, yeah, Jarda Boy wins the field in the north. And Wesley is in trouble now. Really, really good engagement by Jarda Boy. Biding his time there, getting the right units for the job, and then just slamming in there. Also, what the hell is that mortar fire? That must have been a misclick there by Wesley, getting that in there. That can't be on purpose. Meanwhile, the Panzer IV Armada rolls on in the north for Jarda Boy. Wolf comes in as well. Should be able to kill off the Guardia in the forest. No, actually not. But yes, 237mm that far behind the front line don't do much. You maybe want to bring them a bit further forward, and also rather want to have them at 2 or 3 star regency. And the third one is really helpful there as well. Like, against Wolves, you really need quite a bit of firepower to keep them at bay or even kill them off. So 12-12 continues, and yeah, the Jarda Boy groups here win back the 12-12, and now he brings in the first King Tiger. Wesley takes a flag back over here, but it's still 23 minutes on the clock, and the first King Tiger hits the field, and as I said, the trades are really in favor of Jarda Boy. More and more fighter bombers also will hit the field, and Wesley's air defense doesn't seem to be able to keep him safe whatsoever. So this looks really worrisome here for him. T-3485 showing up, but it's all without veterancy. Wesley really playing an heavily underweighted deck here, in my eyes. The T-34s could use 1-star veterancy, so could the 85s, and so could the AA pieces. The too little veterancy on his units, especially on a Vanguard deck. Sure, games against Jarda Boy can go long, but if you just trade cost inefficient from the start on, you will not get into the game whatsoever, and that's what veterancy is for. So yeah, I'm a bit worried here right now for Wesley. He's still up to 13-11 thanks to the sneaky move here, but his forces in the north are heavily outnumbered now. E2 is a good unit, but Wolves are one of the few fighters that actually can deal with it at some point. King Tiger also is a unit that Jarda Boy might struggle with to deal with. Getting the side shots on this map isn't the easiest thing. So we'll have to see how it continues, but I'm really optimistic for Jarda Boy right now. Pioneer comes in the north right now, so helping him out against the Tanko Sanikis and so on in the CQC fights as well. He now even tries to push a bit deeper. That's maybe a bit of an overextension. He doesn't have too many tanks right here, and there's quite a lot still behind for Wesley. He might want to wait a bit before pushing in. As 16th Panzer's late game is just insanely strong. You have good AA, you have really good air, you have amazing tanks. Infantry is maybe a bit of an issue, but infantry on the side of Second Guards is also not that amazing in the late game. Second Guards tank corps is not the strongest late game division either. So Jarda Boy seems to be on a solid way here to get game number 1 into his hands. 13-11 continues. Look, sitting around here. E2 coming in the air. Yeah, this is a classic Jarda Boy game. I've lost in games like this as well, where it was maybe a bit too little. I showed maybe a bit too little aggression in the early game. And then he came around with a really hard to counter formation. P2 does deal some damage to the tanks over time, but at some point I would guess Jarda Boy will be able to catch it. Brings in a mobile wagon now as well. So Wesley bringing his commander now as well. He has a tank commander as well. T-34-85 commander. with an absolutely adorable skin. That is a nice paint job there. I see KFZ half-track gets killed over there by assist too, but that doesn't really matter. Half-tracks are really expendable in Steel Division 2 at the moment. Maybe a bit of an issue as well, but like maybe something that Eugen should change as well, making them a bit more pricey, as currently the engagements between infantry and half-tracks are a bit odd. But that's obviously in the future. For now, if you see half-tracks, you should use them. They're just pretty cost efficient in their job. They can help you spotting enemy AT guns by letting them reveal themselves onto your 5 or 10 point units and protect your tanks that way. They can deal with infantry squads and keep areas of the game, of the map zoned out for enemy infantry. So yeah, they're really, really nice. Meanwhile, Jarda Boy's Air Force comes around once more. We'll have to see if Wesley has anything to counter it. I mean, he has quite a lot of AA now. But actually only, yeah, 3 is okay. He gets the Focke-Wulf from not launching their rockets at least here. But he doesn't have any fighters, and you need fighters to finish off any fighter bomber attack. Gets one Focke-Wulf actually with... Ooh, with Focus Fire actually getting a Focke-Wulf here is nice. Especially as the other ones stay around, so he might be able to get another one here. Is he Focus Firing once more? He's Focus Firing on this Focke-Wulf. But not with all his AA pieces, so most likely it will actually get out. But Jarda Boy staying around with his Focke-Wulfs here is dangerous. Oh no! Yeah, come on, focus fire. Focus fire on that Focke-Wulf. He should be able to get this shut down as well. And 2 Focke-Wulfs getting shut down there for not much would be really good. Yeah, getting the 2 shutdowns here. Big misplay by Jarda Boy. Nice focus fire by Wesley. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about focus fire. Like, even if he would have killed one 37mm, rating a 37mm for getting 1 Focke-Wulf is good. Rating a 37mm for getting 2 Focke-Wulfs is amazing. And rating none for 2 is just insane. Like, big misplay there by Jarda Boy. Weakening his Air Force, because Air Force gets better the more you get. And way weaker in the late game the lower it is in numbers, because it gets... Like, something like this happens, and yeah, this Focke-Wulf might go down as well. With the high veterancy AA pieces here. Not quite yet, no. Just gets out ever so slightly. Must have been low as well. Katyushas coming around. I'm still not a big fan of Katyushas, but yeah, against King Tigers I see the merit in actually having them in your deck, but they don't hit the King Tiger, and that's a big issue. They hit where the King Tiger was a couple of seconds ago, and not where it is right now. So, wasting a full Katyusha shot here is a big oof. Killing off the half-track that tried to get through. Jarda Boy is still pushing. But nice kills on the airplanes there. Nice kills on the airplanes. T-34, 76 coming around. Okay, so he only... Yeah, he still had 2 rockets left, but the rockets don't do much. At least the King Tiger has its transmission damaged already, so it's not agile at all anymore. But there's also no real opportunity for side shotting. Maybe it gets up here, but getting some AT in here as well that can shoot down that lane is not that easy. And we have already a second King Tiger on the battlefield. Yes, 16th Panzer is a really good division for this map. Really problematic to deal with on a narrow map like this. And Wesley is still somehow managing a 13-11, still somehow has this flag for now. And got Jarda Boy actually down to 15 minutes here at the 20-minute mark. But now it's back to a 12-12, and getting back onto this map will be a tough job here for Wesley. He tries to do it once more with his P2s, and there's still not enough AA. There's 2 mobile wagons. I would have liked to see one more AA piece maybe instead of the Königstiger. I mean, actually, actually, he might get the shutdown on the P2 this time. Yeah, he gets the shutdown this time. 2 mobile wagon, especially as he gets to the 1-2 Savage Roads, he actually have quite a bit of firepower. They are some of the best AA pieces in the game. But yeah, 12-12 continues. So, game goes on. Off map comes in. Not hitting the King Tiger either here. Also not hitting the mobile wagon, that would be a nice kill as well. But and losing a P2 here is rather painful because the air tap of Wesley, as we see, is really small. He has 3 of them. He has 3 Yak 1Bs, which are not the most amazing fighter either, but it's what you get in second guard Stankor. One of them being around when these Focke Wolves come in would be nice to make Jarda Boy, to maybe even kill them and kill one of his units and make him a bit more worried about actually engaging. Combined with your AA. Ooh, Jarda Boy. Yeah, okay, this time he turns it away in time. That would have flown in a bit deeper. That would have been close once more if it would have gotten to here or so. Not the best air micro here on Jarda Boy's side, that's for sure. King Tiger over here engaging onto the tanks right there. They disengage now, T-34 dies. And the King Tigers are really a big issue right now. On the King Tiger pushing through the open here still. Off map tries to hit it, but not really doing the job there. 12-12 continues. Focke Wolf comes in once more. So basically everything is different, but it's the same. Like, yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's a pretty slow game. They entrenched pretty early on, but infantry meta was different because infantry meta was not entrenchment. Infantry meta was you send your guys in, they send their guys in, and then you'll see who runs out of stuff first. This here was way more tactical, it felt like, but it was tilted into Jarda Boy's favor because Jarda Boy's only thing he has to do is survive, but Wesley actually had to kill him, and that is not that easy on this map. And yeah, the matchup doesn't really seem to favor Wesley at all in any of the tabs. Like, tank tab is better for Jarda Boy. Infantry tab is a bit better for Wesley, I guess, but not by much. And then air tab, AA tab, all better for Jarda Boy as well. Even though T-3045 is a good tank, it's not that great against a deck with a lot of Pak 40s and King Tigers. So that's the issue there. Like, against it's a good tank against Sherman divisions. It's a good tank against something like 20 of deck against something like 20 of Pamfire, I would say, where it's nearly only Panzer Force, because against those it's pretty good as well. But against something with King Tigers, if you don't have a solution at all and they can get there pretty easily, then as this is allowed by the map, then you are in trouble. But Wesley is obviously not giving up, and maybe he can bring it around. It will be tough though. It will be a tough task here for him. Meanwhile, Jarda Boy bringing around Tigers. Tigers are really underwhelming. Yeah, they just don't perform at all because they have lower rate of fire than other tanks, and the penetration and armor protection is just so slightly insufficient. A bit higher penetration and like maybe 5 to 10 more frontal armor, and Tigers would have a lot more engagements that they would win easily, but as it is currently, they're just not at the right spot, so compared to other units, compared to their price. So yeah, they will struggle there, but obviously range rework is around the corner, so maybe that all will change. For now, I wouldn't put Tigers in most of my decks. Like, the only deck where I use them for sure is Kurik, because you don't have much, and they come with 2-star veterancy there, so 2-star veterancy is nice. 2-star veterancy Tiger is a pretty decent one. You get 1 3-star veterancy in Kurik on them. So they have the availability as if they would be on 1-star veterancy on 2-star. It's nice. But yeah, 0-star Tiger, even if you get 8 of them in C-phase, is just not that great. Nebelwerfer 42 comes around here. And yeah, more Katyushas coming in on the other side as well. Oh no. Supply card for the Katyushas, right? Yeah, supply card comes around. But the artillery, yeah, like, the artillery is also not strong enough to win the long run against... I mean, Jarda Boy doesn't really have artillery, but yeah, the artillery doesn't really win the war for Wesley either, so... He really struggles in nearly all the tabs on a map like this. The other boy has him on lockdown now, and he doesn't have to take it quick. He just has to keep his King Tigers alive, and as he has the AA set up, the P2s can't really do anything. So, here we go. Might take a bit longer now, as we are at the 27-minute mark. And Wesley is the guy who has to find a solution, while Jarda Boy will just play it slow from here on out, I guess. Never the guy to take it fast anyways, and especially not when he is ahead. So, might get a bit longer here. 152mm off map is actually pretty well on target here. Halftrack has to be careful. M42 also gets engaged. 2 P2 bombers coming in. Hopefully for Wesley he doesn't lose them. These are really, really important assets in his deck right now. Does he turn the right direction? Because if he turns right... Okay, he turns left. Oh, the second one turns right, but the second one takes fire a bit later. So it might actually be fine that they both turn in different directions. The only issue is that there is no AA down here, so the P2 here is actually... Yeah, Focke-Wulfs could have shut it down. Now it's too late though. P2s get their bombs off. Do pretty decent. Oh no, the first one actually didn't get its bomb off. Got pinned down by the AA. AA now on really high veterancy. Off map comes in. Focke-Wulf bombers will hit the forest over here. Ognomachikis and Radredgas will get killed off. 13-11 for Jarda Boy continues. .37mm sitting around everywhere. M42 in the rear. Mobile Wagen sitting right here. Black feeling moving up. Together with a Panzerschreck. Yeah, the King Tiger holding down the lane over here and so on is dangerous. Wait, did one King Tiger die? No. Are we missing a King Tiger here? No, it's up here. Okay. It's actually pushing through the forest. Okay. I was like, where is the second King Tiger? Didn't see it was sneaking around through the jungle. This looks really bleak right now for Wesley. More AA coming in as well for Jarda Boys, so the P2 strategy will run into issues as well. And if we have a look again on Wesley's deck, he really doesn't have enough artillery to deal with AA whatsoever. Like, no bigger artillery guns there in here. So he needed a good breakthrough maybe somewhere in the early game, and he didn't got that. He didn't got Jarda Boy into a position where Jarda Boy was forced into trades. And from there on out, Jarda Boy just played his methodical game style and got himself into a really, really nice lead right now. Naval Rifle 42s also couldn't be really deadly here. Actually hitting the forest. I would have expected him to hit the AA pieces here and then just finish it off with his Focke-Wulfs basically. So, yeah. What yellow arrows do you mean? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Oh, you mean these? That is return fire. These two mean that they are on return fire. So they will not engage unless they get engaged. To keep them hidden. Naval Rifle over here. Now open fire as well. First one already did so. So this one is a bit wasted maybe, if it fires there as well. Mortar fire now from Wesley. Trying its best. Going for the pucks and so on. Ooh, P2. Yeah, that's a bit too much fire for the P2, I would guess. Mobile Wagons should be able to finish it off. Wait, why did the Mobile Wagon stop firing? What? Okay, that was awkward. Are they out of ammo? No. They stopped they stopped fire a bit early there on the P2. Not quite sure what happened there. They should have continued firing a bit longer. My experience is right. Like, the range It still seems to be in range. Interesting that the P2 actually gets out there. I mean, it didn't go too deep, it just hit the pioneers in the front line, but still quite a lot of AA fire over here. Focke-Wulf fighter bombers coming in from the other side, though, and they will wreak havoc as well, as there's no AA whatsoever down here. And that's another big issue here for Wesley, that Jarda Boy basically could just overrun the south here with his Focke-Wulf fighter bombers. He's just not doing it, making the game quite a bit longer than needed. Really, the south is up for grabs. There's nothing here that Wesley could basically do if a King Tiger would just show up here and the rest would be pinned down with fighter bombers. But the grindy way in the north works out as well, as Jarda Boy is winning the grinds easily as well. Yeah, Katyushas are not doing a good job here whatsoever. But mortars, winning the war with 3 mortars at this point is also not really possible either. You need heavier guns for that job to take out the enemy AA or something. I mean, he's focusing the AA right now here. I guess that's at least what he's trying to hit here. He's not hitting it though, with Flag Feelings repositioned. So, yeah, Wesley needs kind of a miracle right now to get him back into this game. The matchup is just heavily tilted against him. He didn't get where he needed in the early game. The fight over here was just too well executed by Jarda Boy. And the late game doesn't allow second Guards Tankor much here to bring it around. More supply drugs coming in for Wesley. Water half-decks continue their firing. Jarda's deck has Tigers in C. Some Stooks, some Panzer IVs in B. Some Stooks and some King Tigers in B. AA, 4 Mobile Wagons, so still 2 Mobile Wagons more missing, so even if there's a bit of AA killed off, not too much. He only has... no, he has 8 fighter bombers actually, so yeah, he has enough in the air for sure to just win with that as well if he invests into this now, as he's not really threatened on the battlefield. Infantry-wise, he is quite low, so that's maybe why he is a bit more cautious, because 45 infantry doesn't get you too far. So if you lose them all, it gets a bit nasty, but still you would win at that point on this map anyways, I guess. But yeah, 45 infantry is really on the lower end on divisions being played. Like, usually you want to have above 60. 45 is insanely low. 60 to 100 is the usual range of decks in the league. On the other side, for Wesley, for example, yes, we have something. Yeah, we have 76, for example, for Wesley in here. So, yeah, more units coming in for Wesley in the south. And mortars continue firing right here. 1311 continues here, and yeah, this must be a really frustrating game at this point for Wesley, because he's not really, at this point, he's not really doing anything wrong. But even if he does a lot of things right, he can't win this game. Like, he needs to make insane amount of things right to win this game. Obviously, the point where he should have won the game was the early game, so it's not like, oh yeah, Jarda Boy is just lucky or something. He played the game right, he got the right division, and played it correctly in the early game, got himself into this position. Like, not saying that Jarda Boy didn't take any skill or so to get here, but at this point it just basically plays itself. If he doesn't mess up big time, he should just take it home. He got himself into a sweet position, and now Wesley just will try to somehow crawl his way back, but the potential for that is really getting closer and closer to 0. Actually no. No, the amount of Focke-Wulfs is normal for this deck. Like, that's 20 Focke-Wulfs. That's not a little air. Like, I've not seen people bringing more than 20 planes out in 1v1 in ages. Like, That's just not feasible in the current meta at all. Like, even bringing out 20 planes is insanely mad. Is an insane amount. With the current C-phase income. Like, on Flatline, with 130 C-phase income, you maybe wanted to have more, but that's still 20 planes. Like, 19 planes. So, yeah. 19 planes that all cost above 110 points. So that's more than 20 minutes of income in C-phase. So, nah, that's not a low amount of planes. that's a pretty high amount of planes. Like, if you need more, then you do something horribly wrong. Like, and your enemy as well. Like, if your enemy allows you to invest into more than 20 planes, he is doing something horribly wrong as well, especially if they're expensive like this. But yeah, the amount of no, he still should have like something like 15 Focke-Wulfs left. He didn't lost that many. He just needs to invest into the fighters and use them for strafing. But yeah, the 3 Focke-Wulfs lost earlier is rough, and the issue is that he only has 1 of the AT ones left, which makes it a bit annoying because two AT rocket planes sure kill T-34. 1 is a lot of busy work for a plane that has a long reload time as well. So yeah, might as well just tick it down on a 1311 here maybe, and just use the enable waffers and so on. So I would like to see a bit more Focke-Wulf usage in the south. Now the Wesley actually starts to get an AA network here up, but earlier he could have just broken through there with a couple of Focke-Wulfs, like 4 or 5 Focke-Wulfs would have just won him the south. As Wesley's Yak 1s can't deal with Focke-Wulfs in an air battle, so like if it's at the same numbers. Like 2 Yak 1s can beat a Focke-Wulf, but 3 versus 3 or something like that, Yak 1s just... You can't micro without good. Like, in lower numbers, you can out-micro Focke-Wulfs, but if Focke-Wulfs get too numerous, there's just no real way of doing it. Except you have Tempest. Then obviously you can do it. But, yeah, not with Yak 1s. Yak 1s are really not the best fighters by any means. So, yeah, 1311 continues here. And this game, I'm close to just speeding it up here because I don't see much that can be done here. I mean, oh no, yeah, okay, we actually have something coming up here. I mean, that's a nice idea. I think that's one of the best things you could come up with here. Nice off-map strike still going on in the north, and then set up this nice smoke screen. Like, good thinking here by Wesley. I'm still really pessimistic for the outcome, but it's a good idea at least. Like, I mean, what else to do at this point, I guess. So, yeah. Nice smoke play. Gives us a good show. A lot of T-34s pushing in the north. I mean, yeah. He might be able to do something with it. I'd bring it back to a 12-12 at least. T-34 over here goes down, but Stook at least gets crew killed. Now the Guardians get deep in their half-tracks. Have to unload though. Maybe help out against Pack 40s and so on. Wagons are annoying as well. T-34 is pushing deeper. And yeah, now the Focke-Wulfs come in again because they're now the AA is a bit too far behind to really deal with them. P2 coming in on the other side. No Yaks in the air. P2 dropping his bomb. One more into the forest. Goes way too deep though. Gets shut down here. Might actually land on something here on Jarda Boy's side. No. Lands in the middle of nowhere. Focke-Wulfs all get out alive, it looks like. No, one gets shut down. Once again, really nice focus fire there by Wesley. Like, the late game he played really good. He just didn't have the right division for the job. He really just didn't have the right division for the job, and he gets stalled in the north. I mean, he gets a mobile wagon, okay. That's the beginning, but he doesn't have the tanks to follow it up, even if he kills all the AA up here. Like, that... Really, his deck looked awkward. Like, the more I think about the deck that Wesley brought in here, the more I'm confused about it for the map. Like, he just didn't have the late game out. And relying on the early game on this map feels awkward. Now the Panzer Strike here by Jarda Boy gets a kill. Nice Marco back afterwards. Deep into the forest for the reload and so on, and for breaking line of sight with the T-34s. Tigers coming around, and yeah, this was a nice idea, but it just didn't work out, and now Jarda Boy pressures the south. gets up to a 59, and this should be it. I will speed up the the replay now, because there's nothing that Wesley can do at this point. Losing more and more P2s, so yeah, killing off AA doesn't matter. And Tigers and King Tigers are just too strong right now. Too many T-34s killed. The map just playing heavily against him here. Okay, even if there wouldn't be any Focke-Wulfs around or so, he just doesn't have the tools anymore to deal with the King Tiger. He doesn't have the tools to deal with the King Tiger. Red Treadguns will get nowhere near there. This twos maybe with nice side shots, sure. But there's still one more King Tiger that hasn't entered the battlefield even. There's 3 King Tigers by now on the battlefield. There's multiple Tigers as well, which are troublesome unit right now at this point as well. Obviously T-34-85 can deal with that, but not that well either. If they're without veterancy. But they're getting low on numbers as well, so yeah. Wesley seems to get himself here game number 1. Focke-Wulf gets killed off over here. Well, I mean, Luck 3s were early warplanes as well, like at least for the Eastern Front, right? And so were Yak 1s, or not sure on the Yak 1 actually, but yeah, they were not that much better than P40s and so on. So they are same level in fragile, like they're as fragile as P36s and P40s, which makes sense in my eyes. Phoenix Tiger engages Red Redka. They're similar in performance to those. So yeah, Yak 1s are hard to use against Focke-Wulfs. EA8 models, though heavier. 17-7 here, 6 minutes on the clock. Mortar fire continues. Yeah, this game is over. 46 minutes in. Wesley can surrender, but Wesley is never the guy to surrender. So we will see this game to the end. I don't think we have seen any games where Wesley surrenders. I mean, he got especially since I guess he got the DC victory against Kama, he will not surrender in any league game in the future either. Just hoping that maybe he gets a victory through DC again. Obviously, and turning the table that way. 16-8 here for Jarda Boy. He's there for 85's getting slaughtered there by King Tigers in the north. Focke-Wulf comes in, deals with the T-34 76 command in the north. 16-8 continues. 3 minutes 55 on the clock. And yeah, game number 1 is decided here. And it was a good show of how to play 16 Panzer, I think. And like on what map you want to play them on. This or Slutsk West is really where you should play them. Maybe normal Slutsk is okay as well, but like all the Ultra Norths and so on, you shouldn't play them. They don't quite work out there because they need that long early phase where they can set up their command structure, their unit composition. They're relying on heavy material a bit more than 21st Panzer, for example, which has all the Shermans and so on. Well, a lot of 231s coming in. 17-7 continues here. T-34 85s trying to deal with the Tiger, not quite managing to do so just yet. Tiger gets actually killed there. So, yeah, Tiger now maybe even taking on the second T-34 85 here. No, gets penetrated now. 1 minute 8 on the clock remaining. Jarda Boy getting closer and closer to the first victory in Division 1. First map wing is around the corner. 30 seconds remaining. Saniki gets killed off. 20 seconds on the clock. Tigers in the north engaging onto SIS-2s. Brave Wagons gets killed there as well. Jarda Boy takes the 17-7. GGVP to him. And yeah, KD obviously clearly in his favor. Wesley just bringing the wrong forces to the battlefield. Just the matchup. And then, yeah, Jarda Boy figured out what he needed to do, and he did it, and he did it pretty well. Not many missteps there by him, other than that one air send-in that was just really poorly managed. Other than that, Jarda Boy played really stellar in this game number 1. Knew what he needed to do, and did it till the end. So, GGVP to him there in game number 1. We will be jumping into game number 2 in 5 minutes, so stay along, and then we will have game number 2 up. Welcome to the channel, Nokia Rokia. Yeah. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. I hope that is not to be seen as a diplomatic move regarding you 4. I hope that it wasn't just for the spy network. No, but yeah. Yeah, hello to the channel. Nice to have you here. As we will return right now back to the league. And to a bit more prize pool here, thanks to Tosdi tossing in $20. Much appreciated, Tosdi. Much appreciated. So, yeah. This is really cool. And yeah, you all can support it as well. Our lovely tournament. And you don't even have to pay something like Tosdi did. You can, but you don't have to. can just use the code SDL5 and add 50 cents to the prize pool as well. And that money will also be paid out by someone, and you don't have to pay anything for it. Obviously, direct contributions are also always welcome, but they are not needed to get the prize pool higher, so yeah. Okay. I hope it doesn't send another 20 in, like, and then pays you, costs you double, so yeah. Yeah, I'm Tuscany in our strategy game. So yeah, use the link in the chat to get here, and then use the code SDL5 to add 50 cents to the prize pool. Other than that, let's jump right back into game number 2, which is an Axis versus Axis mirror match, as we have Wesley versus Jarda Boy on Orshar North. And Wesley on the right brings us a division that we have seen him on before. 28th Jaeger is a really cool deck. Meanwhile, on the other side, Jarda Boy is playing one of his staples as well. Hanselair coming in for him. Both Vanguard. Let's have a quick look what they actually bring around. So Jarda Boy, couple of modders in the AT tab, no AT guns whatsoever. Obviously not really needed against Jaegers, so guess that's the change there. Again, Nebelwerfer 42s and C as the only artillery. Has Fokker Wolves as anti-air, but no bombers this time. And a lot of Flak 41s and Whirlwinds, so he seems to be worried about the airplay from the other side. Other than that, the classic tank layout, quite a lot of Panzer IVs, couple of heavies, Panzer 3Hs in there as well, the Panzer standard. You have the Pumas, and then we have a lot of infantry and half-tracks. So, should be quite interesting. On the other side, let's give a quick look to Wesley. We will jump right back into the game. Flak 43s, a bit more air, couple of fighter bombers, Fokker Wolves as well, Stooks fully laid out, and 91 infantry units. So, obviously, the focus should be on Jaegers winning the forests and getting the sneaky victories here. I am quite interested if we will see the HS-129, but I wouldn't expect it because the AA amount on Jarda Boy's side is quite heavily. Even already bringing in the Flak 41 from the get-go. Let's check one more time the artillery tab. Okay, we have off-map 2 times. We have the Nebelwerfer 42s for Wesley as well, but in V-phase. But no mortars on his side either, so anti-airplay will be a bit tough there as well. Meanwhile, we have a Puma in the north engaging Panzer Jaegers, but they disengage now. And a lot of Jaegers there in the north. Wesley going up to 59 by pushing through the middle. Jaegers coming in here as well. Yeah, they have to split up into the buildings. Ersatztruppen getting caught out in the open as well, not moving. Jaegers, can they get into the buildings in time? And really not having any artillery or so to support it is interesting. Flak 41 here is nasty. MG42s helping out now against the MG42 on the other side as well. So that should be helpful. Meanwhile, Stuk 3G showing up in the north. No, this game is not free. It's called Steel Division. It's $40 on Steam. It's $40 on Steam. Yeah. But it's on sale quite often lately, so maybe you get lucky there. SDKFZ gets killed off over here. 1410 continues. Flak 38 here is killing off the half-track. Meanwhile, Stuk 3G pushing through the north. Boomer on the retreat there. 15-9 continues. Focke-Wulf jumping in right here. Also, they might launch it together with their other games on Epic Game Store, and then maybe we get it free on Epic. You never know. It's Epic after all. Epic Game Store sometimes just does that to catch up to Steam because they don't have workshop, they don't have review feature, but everyone loves their free games, don't we? We're gamers after all. So, yeah. It might be free at some point there. And it might launch together with the Wargame series on Epic relatively soon. Panzer IV is over here, engaging onto the Pak 38s. And the Jaegers getting eliminated here by half-tracks. Ooh. This looks brutal. Yeah, no, Jaegers really open against halfbacks isn't the right way to do things here for Wesley. He's up to a 13-11 as he has the flag in the center, but this looks pretty devastating. The Panzerjägers are way too far behind. The Jägers get absolutely shredded here by the halfback center, Flammenpanzer especially, that comes in there for the extra DPS with its flamethrowers. Meanwhile, the north is a stalemate as well. Panzerjäger should be moving up there maybe as well. Stuck should be helpful here, but it's only used as long-range support. These matchups look really different to what we usually see in Division 1. Like the Wesley versus Jarda matchup. It might be a bit thanks to these players knowing each other also really well, so they might play a meta game there that we, like another level gameplay that we don't fully understand as people who don't know their full backstory, but nice kill here on the Flak 41. Puma gets killed here as well, so nice kills there for Wesley. Getting some nice trades here after pretty horrible trades in the south. Oh no, now he moves in with the Panzerjäger just as his Jägers are all getting killed off and the infantry of Jarda actually moves in and the Panzerjägers get roasted. Tough matchup there. Tough matchup there for Wesley, losing quite a lot of units unnecessarily there. Can't say it another way. Focke-Wulf Bomber comes in the north, not doing too much damage though. And Jarda really seemed to like his half-tracks. His mechanized forces pushing in. Panzer IV gets killed off by Pak 38. Stuck coming in here as well for Wesley. So bringing in quite a bit more AT. And yeah, the amount of losses in the center are quite impressive. Both sides, yeah, like 4 Jägers getting killed off here for Wesley, but the loss of the flags, quite a couple of Pumas, Panzer IVs as well, and a bit of infantry on the side of Jarda as well is quite significant. Mostly thanks to these MG42s and the Pak 38s. MG42s at the moment are insanely strong, especially with 2-star veterancy. They deal a lot of damage since the MGs got buffed. Stuck 3Gs coming in here in numbers now. And on long ranges they should be pretty well against Panzer IVs. They should do pretty well there. But obviously if they get heavily outnumbered or if the Panzer IVs get closer, the engagements will shift in favor of the Panzer IVs. Yeah, I streamed Magic, but I don't stream it too often. I play it quite regularly, but I don't stream it too often. And I took part in the limited open at the weekend. And my microphone is a Blue Jedi. Yeah. The classic streamer USB microphone, I guess. Looks coming in everywhere. Jägers moving in as well, in the south. HS 129. Going for the Panther 3Hs. Well, yeah, in times of Corona I started to play more and more Arena, so that's why. I usually also played the offlane card game more, but obviously in times of the lockdown you can't really do that, so I helped myself with playing it online. And by now I have a pretty good collection in Arena as well, so I kind of stuck with it. Liking the limited format way more than the constructed format, so... And getting a draft in from time to time, especially since they now have human drafts on Arena, I played it quite a bit. Also, it's out on mobile now, since January, so... Maybe you might consider it now again, that you can play it on your phone. HS-129 actually comes in onto this battle. I guess after the Flak 41 is killed off, it is a potential way of using it, but Focke-Wulf will get the shutdown. No Focke-Wulf on the other side helping out. Flak 43 wasn't on the battlefield either. HS-129 got at least one tank kill, but still a misinvestment there by Wesley. As the game once more gets to a 12-12 stalemate, and that once more favors Jarda in the long run, I would say here. As his late game combined arms should be a bit better. Though if it goes in a really, really long game, then maybe Wesley's deck is deeper, but we will have to see that. I'm not quite sure how it will work out in the long game here. Pak 38's coming around. Flak 43 unloading back in the rear. Yeah, like, Magic is the way how I, like, spend free time with my brother talking and then about life and whilst doing something. Because that's what we did in our childhood, and he's 80 years older, but he taught me it, and then whenever I'm at my hometown, we go to the local game card store and just play a draft at Friday night Magic. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. One of these interests that we kept up since the teenage years. And that we used to nerd out whenever we're together. Quite to the disliking of his wife. Look, 3G pushing deeper here. Nice to KFZ. Driving backwards. Pack 38 coming in. Stokes now opening fire. Over here. Flock of Wolves coming in the north. Will try to hit onto the half track into the forest. Eager Pioneers joining in as well. Yeah, dominance is still in the hands of Jarda Boy of Wesley in the north. Flock of Wolf versus Flock of Wolf. Can the G1 F8 get the kill? Nah, I don't think so. Shouldn't get in range, or maybe. It looks close, but I don't think it's closing in, so... Nah, the F8 should get out of the battlefield. Look over here. Engages on the Flammenwerfer. Should be able to get the kill. More Ersatztruppen coming in down in the south as well. Easy answer, make the wife play. I don't think we can get her into that. Like, yeah. She... Like, even if it would... She would like it... like... I think she could potentially like it, but she already has such a high barrier against it that, like, getting her into it is really hard. Like, she likes board games and so on, but I don't think we will ever get her into Magic. There's just no way. She somehow grew too much against that. Meanwhile, the Stoke in the north engages the Panzer Grenadier. Should be able to pin it down. Yeah, obviously, her brother-in-law isn't the best way to push it, but also, like, yeah, I don't think my brother wants her into it. Like, it's also for him, like, his thing, you know? Like, in a relationship, you also have to keep some things for yourself, and that's, like, his way out. They share already enough other things. Like sports and so on. Both doing triathlon, both being teachers. So yeah, a lot of overlapping interests already. So yeah, that's the one that he has for himself. Yeah, like Commander and so on is also really fun. Yeah, EDH. Well, it's also which was the most fun I ever had. Was when there was a two-headed giants draft in or sealed I think it was, yeah, two-headed giant sealed event at the at the store where me and my brother played together in the team, and you like opened your 6 boosters and then you had to build 2 decks out of those 6 boosters. That was really fun, and then you played 2 versus others, and we actually got into the finals in that one, so that was also really nice. Flammenwerfers will get killed off over here. But sadly, the interest in team games was a bit too low for getting that up regularly in our gaming store. The community a bit too small and the interest a bit too low. People were a bit too focused on actually participating in 1v1 like tournaments, going to Grand Prix and so on. Arc 38 over here. On a good line of sight. 38 over here gets pushed back. Looks 3G coming in. Yeah, Wesley once more looks like he's a bit too slow, and now the other boy might be able to overwhelm him once more here with too many numbers, but obviously the flanks are still most of the time won by infantry, so maybe Wesley can come around with that. As I said, in the late game, he also might be the deeper deck, so we will have to see how it all goes. I just would say that if he would have played a bit better in the early game in the south, he would be in the lead right now. As it is right now, Jarda Boy is maybe slightly ahead. It's close though. It's still close. But more and more Flak 41s coming up, so the airplay gets lower. The artillery, as pointed out, isn't really an option. He doesn't have too much artillery in his deck. He has a bit of off-map, but one of the off-maps is a plane, so that's tough. And then the other one is 2 cards of 210mm, so that's 4 off-map call-ins with that. We'll have to see if you can use that effectively. Meanwhile, Jarda Boy is going up to a 1410 here, so taking Wesley down. Focke-Wulf 190A8 in the air. Will try to strafe the half-track over here. Not quite managing to do so. Focke-Wulf now on the way out again. Flak 41s will force it back as well. So here we go. Is pinned down. Is returning home away from the battlefield. Meanwhile, Focke-Wulf coming in on the other side though. Going in for the strafing run onto the units on the ground. Actually hitting the Stuk there. No Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerfaust there out there for Jarda Boy, so they can't really deal with the Stuk otherwise. Might be able to surrender it, but now obviously Wesley knows about it, I would say, so he will not let that happen. Stuk here in the forest. Shouldn't get damaged by the Focke-Wulf. Focke-Wulf should not be able to deal damage there. And a lot of Panzer 3s dying here in the center actually. A lot of Panzer 3Ns going down. The Pak 38s and M42s doing a really good job there. Air battle is close. Does the Focke-Wulf here get out? It looks like the A8 might be able to catch up. Can it? Pak 43 obviously will try to stop it. Will get pinned down in time. Nope. The other one actually gets out before that happens. Stuks now showing up again, but getting absolutely blown to bits by the Flak 41. You have to be careful there. Panther 3 though should be easy job here for the Stuk on that range. 1,700 meters. The Panzer 4 should not have good chances of pinning the Stuk 3, and the Stuk 3 actually wins it. Also, Focke-Wulf actually gets killed off by the Flak 43, so another victory there for Wesley. Game so far going way better than the last one, way more potential in the late game, but it's not going perfect by any means, and a lot of half-tracks of infantry showing up in the south, and he doesn't really have an answer to that. Meanwhile, at the same time, Panzer Force and infantry showing up in the center here as well, and trying to overrun that position. So Wesley in trouble there. Meantime though, winning the north. Using his Stuk there against the Panzer Grenadiers that don't really have any support. So they might trade flanks. Yeah, the Panzer 3s and Panzer 4s in the open all got picked off by Wesley. Focke-Wulf coming in the south once more. Flak 41s keep on the defensive fire though. What are you talking about? Party visitor. What 10 push-ups? Like 40. Engaging over here. Commandant. Coming in the rear. More Jaeger Pioneers. I haven't seen any showing up. And also I will not do them in the middle of cast. So those are things for the breaks. 1311 here for Jarda Boy. Pak 40 gets picked off. More Stuk 3s showing up as well. Panzer 4H is trying to break through here. So looks quite solid for them right now. But if the commander can get these Stuk 3-star up, they could deal with the Panzer 4Hs. You have to play a bit of guerrilla warfare here as 28 Jaeger on Orsha North against Panzerlehr. If you try to take them on in the open, you just don't stand a chance. But with Stuks out of the shadow and infantry fights usually going your way in the forests, it should be winnable. Marder also is open top, so it actually takes damage from Focke-Wulf's strafing runs. Not much in this one though. Look has to be careful now, as the Marders try to come around. Pack 40 and Panzerjägers coming up over here as well. Commander might get overrun by the Panzer Grenadiers. That would be really unfortunate there for Wesley. Black 41s and Panzer 4 keep the infantry here at bay. Stuks kill off the half-tracks at least though, and now the Panzer Grenadiers of Jarda Boy go back on the retreat. Black 40 showing up over here. This is a really interesting Orta North game, because both sides have one like biome that they really dominate. One is dominating the grasslands and the opens, the other one is dominating the forest, and they always have to try to use that to an advantage whilst not completely getting destroyed on the other one, which is really, really interesting. Jäger Scharfschützen now showing up. Focke-Wulf not getting the kill here for Jarda Boy, but no AA on the battlefield right now for Wesley, so the Focke-Wulf can stick around for basically forever. Has only to worry about more fighters for Wesley maybe showing up directly behind it. So, yeah, Jarda Boy keeps up the 13-11. Hey, see you, Nokia. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the follow once more. And yeah, see you at least latest at Sunday in the next part of the EU4 game. Focke-Wulf coming in. Should the Panzer Grenadiers. Wolves engages the half-track as well here. Black 41's pushing them back quite quickly though. Meanwhile, the northern fight. Jarda Boy got back into the village as his tanks forced the infantry back into the forest. It's really funny how like Wesley always can only come out for a quick moment out of the forest, and then he has to directly run back into. He lost his stock in the south, by the way. Marders got it there. Half-track trying to come around as well. This is a really awkward match right now. Not gonna lie. This is a really awkward match. Jäger Scharfschützen coming around as well. 13-11 for Jarda Boy still on the clock. Okay. Yeah. Jäger's showing up here as well. More and more Jägers coming in here. More and more Jägers. Focke-Wulf from the north should hit the puck. Focke-Wulf coming in from the other side as well. There's no AA though, and there's AA on the side of Jarda Boy, so engagement should go in favor of Jarda Boy here. Maybe another Focke-Wulf? I know. So, well, another one to follow it up. Wesley will not win this engagement. Actually, Jarda Boy could have stayed around and just killed the Focke-Wulf. Really, airplay being the weakest part of Jarda Boy. I have pointed it out in previous season already. His airplay, obviously, on the backbone of Focke-Wulfs, he's not getting utterly destroyed, but he's not good with it. That's really his weakest play. His infantry play is solid, his tank play is really good. His airplay is pretty bad. Look 3G coming around. Pack 40 will engage the SDKFZ. And more Jägers coming up around as well. Panzer 4H here, hitting the Jäger. Black 41s everywhere. Oh my god, these yeah, it's a slow game, as we are, as usual, by each other, but it's really continuous action. It's like insane how he got up here. Like, situations that we usually don't see on Orchard North. Like, usually Orchard North is decided somewhere in here and then on the flanks. You don't see someone pushing that deep. And it's still being an 11-13. Like, usually whenever someone hits this position, the game is over. Not so this game. Just like Wesley giving up the right spots, knowing where he can win, where he can't win, and that's one more time what I always preach. Know where you can win, take the fights there. Don't fight where you lose, because that's only sunken cost fallacy. Oh yeah, I'm losing there, I have to throw more stuff in there. Oh no, now I lose even more, now I have to throw in even more stuff. It's not how you win the game. Meanwhile, Jäger Pioneers in the forest is how you win the game, with 28 Jäger. Jäger Pioneers engaging onto Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadier here is toast. Pioneers on the side of Jarda Boy up as well though. So Wesley has to be careful. HS-129 number 2 actually comes around. Luck feeling SF to give it some protection. This is a really dangerous unit to use right now, whilst Wesley is pushing in here with Martyrs and Jarda Boy is pushing in here with Martyrs. Nice bombing run there with Focke-Wulf. HS-129 now tries to come around. Let's see on what he wants to use it on. Guess onto some Martyrs. Or not at all. He's not giving it an attack order. Okay. Off-map plane comes around as well. 1410 now for Jarda Boy. Off-map coming in though. Nebelwerfer 41 on the side of Jarda Boy as we are at minute 24. It's a pretty slow game here, not gonna lie. Off-map coming in here. 1410 continues for now. Stoke 3G up there. And the Focke-Wulf once more. Trying to strafe a half-track. Should be able to finish that off maybe this time? Nope, not quite. Whirlwind now fires on the Focke-Wulf. Whirlwind making any future engagements quite a bit tougher. Ooh. Jäger Pioneer shouldn't do that. No. Yeah, Flak Feelings have an insane high DPS. That one was just gone. Off-map coming in though, killing off a couple of units up there. The Martyrs though got out of there. Flak Feeling has to be careful back here still. Flak 40 up here would be nice. Or something like that, but at some point Wesley will run out of AT options. You don't have his deck isn't too deep in that regard. So yeah, I think he already has deployed all his AT guns, and that's a big issue here. That is a big issue for him. 26 minutes. The 1410 continues. 20 minutes on the clock for Wesley. Brings around now a Nebelwerfer 42. HS-129 coming in once more. Trying to kill off two Martyrs. But they're a bit too far away from each other and like... Yeah, so that the HS-129 will at least need 2 runs for that. Gets the kill on 1. Turns around. Gets out for now. Ooh! Oh, that would have been a nice kill here. Wesley on the hunt. The other boy realizing that he needs to get the hell out of here. Away from the Jaeger. Focke-Wulf, fighter bomber coming in, but there's 2 Whirlwinds now, and this might end badly for the Focke-Wulf. This should end badly for the Focke-Wulf, actually. Whirlwinds reloading. They have 1-star veterancy, and they get the kill on the Focke-Wulf, so really important kill there by Jarda Boy. Wesley's Air Force getting smaller and smaller by the minute. Another Nebelwerfer coming in right there. Flak 40 coming around. Getting pushed back. Yeah, the balance in 1v1 is pretty neat at the moment. Like, it's a couple of things have to be tweaked, but it's pretty bad. It's not bad at all. Like the amount of divisions that we saw this season, the amount of different play styles we have in Division 1 as well, is quite nice. Like Jarda Boy as the really defensive guy, similar to JKV, and then we have Quadro U and Nilla as the all-out aggressive guys, and then Gonzo and Karma as the meta efficient guys. that always try to be the most efficient as possible, whilst also keeping the pressure up and so on. And yeah, like it's a nice mix in playstyles and everything that we have around here. And it's cool that all of them seem to be viable, as Wesley is struggling here against Jarda Boy. JKV lost one against Eugen earlier, so it's not like those defensive guys don't get wins here. So this is really cool to see. Yeah, no, well, flag feelings, it limits them a bit, but not as much as other AA pieces. Again, for flag feelings, it's fine. If they're in the middle of Light Forest, they actually don't lose much range. It's more for 37mm and 88s, where they can't, because flag feelings, whirlwinds obviously don't have that much range anyway. And if you put them close to the deep forest here, that's obviously an issue where they get limited. But if you put them in light forest, that they don't still have their normal range, pretty much. It might be a couple of meters, but it's not really like with whirlwinds. You can put them in light forest without suffering too much in their effectiveness, unlike flag 41s and 37mm, where you just lose so much range compared to the normal max range. Also with whirlwinds, it's really important that you can get ambushes to get the kills. Like if something flies directly above you, it's sometimes even better that they engage a bit later, because the closer the plane gets, the more DPS they have. And so if they engage a bit later, it might actually be an advantage. Unlike your goal is to stop the enemy from dropping its payload, then obviously max range is always the best chance of getting there. But if it goes for killing, then having them in light forest might actually be an advantage to that as well. Focke Wolves coming in the north, an A8 and a fighter bomber. We'll hit the pioneers here. The fighter bomber gets its payload off, as there's only one flag 41 remaining. And obviously this is the territory where Wesley might be able to win an engagement. I'm also surprised to see the 210mm off map here instead of in the north. But yeah, in the south, he can't invest into much. He doesn't have any AT anymore, so he can't really get a combined arms in the south that can beat what he is up against here. But in the north, he already has thinned out the forces of Jarda Boy heavily, so he might be able to win there. And he needs a win in the next 60 minutes, obviously, to get his stuff back. Ooh, that is an interesting choice as well there. I like the idea of maybe getting the whirlwinds killed off, though whirlwinds are quite tanky, so it needs a bit of luck there on Wesley's side to get the kill there on both whirlwinds. Chances of getting one, I think, are quite good. But Jarda Boy is picking some units off on the edges right now, is on the hunt with his recon units and so on. So the other Zatstrup have to retreat deeper into the forest or fear to be picked off. Meanwhile, Wesley is bringing some of his last remaining Stuk 3s on the battlefield. I like that as well. Nibble Rifle 41 2 is used in the south. Well, yeah, he's under pressure right here, so I mean, I would like to see him push here, but I can understand why he needs to use it here right now. Maybe even killing off the flag 41. Yeah, killing off the flag 41 is a nice kill there. One Whirlwind goes down to the off map as well, so yeah, that's already good. If he gets the second one, that would be amazing. But he doesn't get it for now. Panzerjägers over here. Oh no! Why do they retreat? Why don't they use their Panzer track? What? Why? Okay, I don't get it. Meanwhile, Stuk here should be flanked by the Martyrs. Ooh. HS-129s though coming in on the hunt for the Martyrs. Jäger over here is reloading. Oh no, it's stuck in reloading. It is stuck at reloading. No! One Martyr gets picked off, second Martyr gets picked off as well. Two good kills there for the HS-129. Off-map plane coming in as well for recon. Stuks 3s obviously now needed to really hold on here. Jägers trying to hold on as well. Stuks taking on the armored cars. Martyr running into the Jäger once more. Jaeger finally got to reload. HS-129 is going down, but so should the Focke-Wulf over here. Nice kill there for Wesley. HS-129 loss, though, is a big one. Is a biggie in the long run. Panzer IV here gets killed off by the Stuk, so Stuk stays on the top, but the last remaining Panzer IV here gets the kill. More showing up behind the lines, though, so Jarda Boy keeps up the pressure, and Wesley is in trouble there now. He has the Pak 40, though, and he has 3 Stuks, so there is potential for getting him back here, but it will not be easy. And he needs to get a 1410, so he needs to push right here, right now. Will cost him quite a couple of Jaegers most likely, but he gets onto the half track, he gets the flag, 1410. We got back on the menu, Pak 40 engaging the Panzer 4H. Flag 41 is out of HE shells nearly, so it can't do much either to help out down here. But a couple of Panzer 4s and Panther 3s arrive, and they make the life once more difficult here for Wesley. Pak 40 over here helping out against the Panzer Grenadiers. Stuk actually pushing through the open, not up the hill. Interesting choice there. Meanwhile, a lot of Jaegers going through here. I would like to see him just rushing these flags, by the way. These flags are really open right now, and it would be an easy taking, and also hard for Jarda Boy to come back there because he is low on infantry. So that would be, I think, the way for stalling into the late game and then winning it with air or so in the late game, because the Flag 41s start to run out of ammunition, and he killed off quite a couple of them as well. So the late game looks promising once more for Wesley, somewhat. Obviously the AT problem stays, but he killed off quite a couple of tanks as well. I'm not sure how many tanks Jarda Boy still has remaining. It should be a manageable number if you use your Pak 40s and Stuks right. So yeah, we will see. And 14 for sure at least is a relief for now. So now the Jaegers try to get up there. Panther 3 though, nearly there. More Panzers coming up as well. And ooh, the Panzers over here. Bit too late here with the Jaegers, I guess. Pak 40 helping out though. Not getting the penetration in just yet, but should get it there soon. Panzer 4 not having spotted it yet. Jaegers coming up the hill. Panther 3H on the other side, though, is dangerous. One Panzer 4 gets killed off by the Pak 40. Nice kill there. Jaegers have to run into the forest. Good reaction there by Wesley. Gets it back to a 12-12. His Stuks, though, engaging piecemeal here. One's getting taken out by the Flag 41. Yeah, you don't want to use them against the Flag 41. The Flag 41 is the biggest issue right now. MG42 should have... He should have waited till the MG42 got it. Now, there's way too many medium tanks here for him to take on. But the 12-12 at least is back on the menu. Ersatztruppen pushing through the forest against the Panzer Grenadiers. Another off-map plane coming in here. This game is really intense. This is a really, really good game. I'm enjoying it a lot. But I'm still favoring Jarda Boy right now, because he has just so many armored units and the AT options are running low on Wesley's side. He at least got it back to a 12-12 though, and cleaning this forest will be kinda annoying. But more Panzer Grenadiers together with tanks showing up over here. This is for sure a shitty situation for Wesley. He just got the flag back here, gets himself a 13-11, lost the recon plane, but I'm pretty sure that was out of off-maps anyway. Stuk now engaging onto Panzer 4. Oh no, disengaging away from Panzer 4. Look over here, engages half track. Now Panzer 4 comes up though. Killing off the Jaegers. Yeah, the Stuk is retreating as well. Off map coming in once more. Focke-Wulf trying to help out with strafing as well. Not quite sure what it is doing its strafing run on. It's hitting something that was there before and isn't there anymore. Wirbelwind number 2, by the way, survived the off map. But at least a single Wirbelwind usually isn't deadly. Except if you stay around for a bit too long like this Focke-Wulf. No, it still gets out. Flag 41's also all taken out down here, so that's a good thing for Wesley. His airplane might be a bit more efficient now, but his infantry gets pushed back on the hill by the half tracks and the Panzer Force. Jägerführer tries to come in, And ooh, no, he loses the Stook here before the second Stook can come around. Pack 40's not doing their job quite well in helping out there. He has to retreat. Yeah, he has to fall back this Stook as this Pack 40 as well. Engagement's not perfectly timed there by Wesley. Gets his Jäger Pioneers out there here with engaging the Panzer Grenadiers, killing them off with the TNT though. And still having the Jägers in the forest here. Being a bit too close to the edges though. Panzer Grenadiers coming in. 13-11 for Wesley. Let's see how it goes. Wesley had 4 off maps, I think. So, if I'm correct, he had 4. No, he had he had 1 plane and 2. So no, so it's only this one. This is the last one. So that's the second last off map. This is the second last off map. Stu, meanwhile, is showing up in the north. That's the first Stu. Is that the sea phase cut of Stu? That would be really helpful. It's a sea phase cut of Stu, so he has still 8 Stus in his deck. This is absolutely insanely helpful here. He needs like 5 or so here now, maybe? Then he can deal with this. Stus are really good against Panzer Force. Meanwhile, Naval Rifle 42 on Jarda Boy's side now tries to deal with the Pack 40s. And it should be able to do so. One goes down. Second one might get hit by a lucky rocket as well. Nope. Okay, Naval Rifle 41, but at least finishes off one though. Look over here in engagement with Panzer 4. Gets one killed off. Should retreat now. Off map over here. Hitting the Panzer 4s and Martyrs. I think it finished off the Martyr. If I saw correctly, it finished off. Yeah, one Martyr. The last remaining Martyr got killed off by it. Meanwhile, Focke-Wulf fighter bomber coming in over here. Jaegers should be able to deal with the Panzer Grenadiers. They have, after all, 7 MP44s against only 2. Or no, only 1 actually. So, yeah, Jaegers don't really stand a chance in that engagement. Might get surrendered here even. Or killed off it. Oh! Oh no! Oh, big blunder. This is risky. Pinning down his own Panzer on Jaegers here. Tries to get the Jaegers up over here onto the Panzer 4, though the Panzer Grenadiers fought that one. More Focke-Wulf bombers coming in though. Wesley gets to loses the flag down here. 9 minutes on the clock. Intense game here. Absolutely intense game. Can't describe this in any other way. And it's a really cool matchup. Panzer Grenadiers get hit. Jaeger will now try to sneak around, but shouldn't make it. Panzer IVs are retreating, so Jaeger should run for its money again. Like, run away there. Don't lose that Jaeger. 2 men going down. Jaeger over here getting surrendered by a half-track. Quite unlucky there. Only thanks to his own... bombarding his own units there. Multi-ammunition is empty. Naval Warfare is ready to go. That would be maybe an interesting shot up here. Panther showing up, though, on the side of Jarda Boy. That's a bit of a problem. Off-map coming in once more over here. Not the perfect off-map. By any stretch of the imagination. Only if Jarda Boy actually runs into it. These Panzer IVs get hit by it. They might get killed off there. If the 210mm hits them well. They for sure should be quite damaged by now. Yeah, at least that one. The other one is still fine. And it looks like they will survive this one as well. Stook is trying to finish them off though. But the Panther is around on the other side, so might not be able to do so. Focke-Wulf's in the air. Should go for Wesley. Oh no! Flying straight just a second too early. Both sides losing an A8 there. Which is still good for Wesley as he has more air. But still, that was unnecessary. He could have just flown a curve and kept his one safe. Air misplay there from Wesley, but he still has his fighter bombers, and by now the Focke-Wulf A8 number on the side of Jarda Boy should be relatively low. Also, he still has AA in the rear. Okay. Jarda Boy now trying to get out. Wesley trying to evacuate this one. F8 will see if it can catch up to the A8, and it seems to be able to. Can it get the finishing shots though before the A8 leaves the battlefield? Yes, it can. Important kill there by Wesley once more. It's still a 12-12. Now the Focke-Wulf bombers can come around and hit the tanks and maybe finish them off. More stews would be nice. Obviously he can invest in only 1 stew per minute though, so it's slowly growing the numbers of stews. 3 on the battlefield by now. It's still a 12-12. Ooh! Jaegers! Can you get the kill here? Oh, they got a bit too close. Oh no! Big mistake there! Big mistake by Wesley. Oh, pinning down his own Jaegers. Letting them surrender that way. Oh, he should have bombed the Panzer IV instead. And believe in his... Oh no. Also, why is the Pak 40 not shooting? The Pak 40 should absolutely shoot. He has his... Oh no, it's on return fire, not an efficient shot. That Panther A would be dead. Oh no. Wesley, what are you doing? 13-11 now for Jarda Boy once more. Ooh. Once more bombing his own units. Really not caring for his soldiers at all. Panther survives that shot as well. Let's Strippen trying to get the flag back over here. Oh, he could have killed off this Panther with the Pak 40. Let's see how many Panthers there actually are in the deck. Is it C-phase card of Panther or was it a B-phase card of Panthers? It is a C-phase card out of Panther Ace, so there's actually 7 more where this one came from. So Jarda Boy's deck is still quite deep in that regard. Flak 41 also showing up. I'm really surprised that the Nebelwerfer 42s on both sides have been silent for a while by now. I guess this is a supply issue on this side, but the one... Yeah. The one on Wesley's side could deal some good damage over here. Maybe he wants to keep it around though for the AA and allow his bombers to do the job. MG42 coming around. Zeus and battery Führers coming around on the other side. Also, let's have a... Is there... No, there are no supply cards whatsoever. Oh, interesting. No, so Jarda Boy is playing completely without supplies. So he can't resupply his Flak 41s. Gridded tanks can't be repaired. All of that. That's pretty interesting as well. Panzer IVs over here now will get hit by Nebelwerfers. This Nebelwerfer now is completely useless as well, and its last shot... I mean, it will destroy some buildings here, most likely. So at least that's helpful. Destroying cover for the future. Yeah, getting 2 buildings destroyed there, but it didn't hit any units there, actually. Nah, but yeah, that's 1 supply card. Like, he has 1 Nebelwerfer. That's 1 unit of supply, but that means... And that is empty by now, so he doesn't have any more supply. Wesley is still getting ticked down here, though. So he has to do something at some point. I'm pretty sure the Ersatztruppen could... Oh no, they actually can't. Yeah, this is a rough position. Another Nebelwerfer coming in on the other side. He's just bombing the forest, I guess, would be an idea by now. But you need to deal with Panthers as well. But this is only the first Panther. Second Panther showing up now. Focke-Wulf gets its bombs off. Gets the Panther killed finally. Second Focke-Wulf getting returned home. Third one will try to get a bombing run through at the Flak 41. Nebelwerfer got repositioned. Gets its bombs off. Gets 2 killed off. After it gets killed off over here, bombs are unnecessary. (13-11) continues. 4-minute 30. Damn, this game is intense. Panzer IV gets sniped by the Stoke here. Nice snipe there by Wesley. MG42 over here engaging MG42. Flak 40 helping out as well. Panther 80. And a lot of Flammenpanzers. Oh my lord, that's a lot of Flammenpanzers. Yeah, the Panzerjäger has to come around here to help out against that. As do the Focke-Wulfs here. Good bombing run there. Oh, not quite hitting, but the Panzerjäger is there to do its job. It's just a bit out of range though, isn't it? Yeah, it's still a bit out of range. No fuckable fighter bombers around right now. So these are really dangerous. Jaeger's over here. Getting engaged by the Panzer Grenadiers now. Is that stupid? Dodging the flames. Jaegers though getting hit. They are not at the perfect spot. Could have been behind the building. Focke-Wulf fighter bombers come in. But it's a 59 now for Wesley, as he also gets the for Jarda Boy, as he also gets the flag over here. And this is really key. Okay, now back to a 1410 for a second. Yes, he loses the flag over here as the Panzer Force got killed off. Stu's pushing in the open. Panzer Force tried to engage them. But the Stu's tried to help out over here. But no Stu up here is a big issue. Fuck 40, also a bit out of position. Gets the half-track killed at least. Can you get the Jaeger close enough to the Flammenpanzer? Will be tough job to do. Jaeger is trying to rush in, but Flammenpanzer gets the kill. 1410 continues. Flammenpanzer over here is nasty as well. Will also stop the Jaegers every time from aiming their Panzerfaust, and the second Jägerführer from the north is not coming around to help out. Jaegers overall not doing much here. So that's a nice way of capturing the flag back. Flammenpanzer is actually doing the job. Focke-Wulf fighter bombers not doing their job, but the Stu's most likely will do it if they get the shots off. Oh, they have to turn around. But now they fire the heat shells, and that should be the end of Flammenpanzer. Yeah, so it's back to a 12-12. Oh my god, this game is intense. Stuckführers coming on the board again. Stuck 3 as well. Meanwhile, Flammenwerfers in half-tracks coming in here. Interesting. All out half-tracks. 13-11 again. 2 minutes on the clock. So really, we have to see some action now from Wesley. 50 minutes in. Nebelwerfer on the target, on over here. That's a good idea. But gets its rockets off soon. Panzer 4 over here. Gets engaged by the Stus now. They might be able to get the kill there. 1 penetration is enough for a Stu. It has 10 damage on its HE shells. Nice kill on all the 2 of the 3 Flammenpanzers. Third one is forced back. So that should give it back to 12-12. Yeah, last one also gets killed off. Back to a 12-12 here. Stu's trying to get the kill on. Over here. 12-12 is back. Meanwhile, this up here is a problem. Fighter bombers try to deal with that. More fighter bombers hitting the battlefield once more. Stu's though get annihilated by the Panther A. Quite a lot of them dying. Panzer Force over here from the side coming in as well. Pack 40 and Stu try to deal with that. Focke-Wulf fighter bomber would be nice there. Capturing this flag would be really important. Would give a bit of room for error for Wesley. Gets the 13-11 there. So it means losing 1 flag now. It's back to a 12-12. Just after. Ooh, he might get this flag here though. 14-10 now. Is Wesley turning this game around? Oh my god, this game is intense. Another Focke-Wulf fighter bomber coming in once more. Wesley dropping bombs in the north time and again. Jaegers pushing in. Stuck 3 coming in as well. My heart is beating. This is an insane, insane game. 13-11 for Wesley. Jarda Boy trying to push in over here. Nebelwerfer trying to hit the Flak 41. Jägerführers coming around so that the Focke-Wulfs can stay around for strafing. As Jarda Boy seems to be empty on planes. 13-11 for Wesley. Jarda Boy on the hunt for this flag, on the hunt for this flag. But there is a Stuck up this hill now. But this is... what? He finally has Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerfausts, and that might take Wesley completely by surprise, so that he might lose the Stuck to that. There's no AT weaponry down here. There's a couple of stuff down here. Maybe Jarda Boy should try to get this flag. Focke-Wulf now being called in for strafing runs. MG42 gets annihilated in the open there. Half-tracks trying to come around. Ooh. Panzer Grenadiers trying to run up the hill. Can they actually manage it? Look, kills the half-track. Has to be careful here though. Has to be really careful here against the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers get spotted though, outside of range. should get annihilated. 12-12 is continuing as Wesley is getting the flag back, is bringing up the Stuk, but Fencing Grenadiers with Panzerfaust are now around. Panzer Force coming up as well. Flag over here got retaken by Jarda Boy. Flag over here gets taken as well. 13-11 once more for him. It's 1 minute 20. Nice half-track here. No anti-tank guns anymore anywhere over here. Flag 40 is trying to push forward, trying to get Wesley a flag. 1 minute 10 on the clock. Stuk over here gets killed off by the pretty useless Flag 41 in any other aspect, but it was able to get that one. And he gets another flag here, back to 13-11 once more, as the flag over here gets taken by Wesley. Oh boy, this is intense. Flag 40 still engaging from here. Stuk has to disengage. The flag gets taken over here. After gets pinned down over here though, and that's a back to a 12-12 most likely in a second. Yeah, back to a 12-12. Focke-Wulf fighter bomber coming in the north. Hunts down the Flag 41. Panther A is annoying. Flag 40 is engaging something. Not 100% sure what. It's engaging the Panzer Force over here actually. Okay, that's an interesting line of sight that I wasn't aware of. Meanwhile, Focke-Wulf's trying to come in from a strafing run. Focke-Wulf fighter bombers, more and more of them showing up. 13-11 against 4 Jarda Boy though. Not quite sure where. Oh, he gets the flag up there, on the hill. Oh, the half-track on the hill. 35 seconds. Stuk has to come forward. Focke-Wulf fighter bomber comes around. Battery throwers and so on try to come in here, but that will be tough. Especially as there's the Panther as well. Nibble Rifle rockets coming in onto the Panther? No. Got stopped over there. So that unit gets killed off. 15 seconds remaining. That should be enough this time for it. This should be it. Jarda Boy should have this one. 6 seconds. Or does this Stuk actually retake this flag? No, 1 second. Jarda Boy has it. Boy! What a game. What an insane GG here. Wesley in the end, having the better KD there, but wasn't able to get the flag back just in time. Like, Jarda Boy was clinching in there and got himself to 13-11 once more. And got himself the victory. Weird decks on both sides, but cool decks on both sides. And GGVP to Jarda Boy, taking down Wesley here. Making a good first game. Good first impression in Group B here. Taking the 2-0 over Wesley. Oh boy. JKV taking the 2-0 up here. And now we are only 23 minutes away from the talks over at Time to Collisions. So yeah. We will meet at the Bootcamp Discord. So I will not be able to play any more Steel Division. So I will just, till then, play one round of War Thunder. So if you were here for watching Steel Division, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, consider following. And if you really want to support it, consider subscribing as well. Oh my god, that was an intense game. Yeah, let's jump into one round of War Thunder and then jump over to Time to Collision with me before the talks. Yeah, we'll just fly one quick round in an A6M2. Oof. That was really intense. I'm loving Division. I'm loving Season 5 so far. All the casts are so much fun. I hope you enjoy them as well. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the talks with the other boys. I'm really interested how they will go. Yeah, we will go from Greenhorn Cup and results overview into SD League summary, and then yeah, Division 1 and 2 and 1. Then tier list, as Time to Collision has brought the tier list together, having a look over that. And yeah, then some stats and just a bit of talking, obviously. Well, so let's jump into a 0. And let's jump right into air realistic. Change the name of the game to War Thunder for a second. But yeah. Ooh, 43 viewers. It's really nice to get the viewerships up again for League. Really cool to get it that at a weekday. Pushing up there. Nice, 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 nice. Here we go again. Realistic battle. With a lovely 0. We have to take the bombs off again. I just put them in my last realistic battle because the enemy was not doing anything, so... And we guessed he was never took off the airfield, so we just had to kill ground targets. And that's what I did with the bombs there. Buff Shangzhou. Let's see if it's actually us versus... if it's a clean Japanese team. I wouldn't guess. Yeah, nah, it's again... Western, like, yeah, Cold War nations, I guess. Cold War nation combinations. Eastern Bloc versus Western Bloc. Hi there, Grimlex. How are you doing? So yeah, here we go. A6M2. Ooh, we are a bit higher in the battle rating in here, as we have A6M3s as well, and P39 I think is also 3.7 or 4.0 actually, but shouldn't be a problem, as the difference between the A6M2 and the A6M3 ain't that huge. It's not that high. There, I guess it's up to 3.7 in battle rating here. 3.3, 3.7, maybe 4.0. No, I think this Spitfire is 3.0 or even 2.7. So yeah, we are just right in the middle. Should be doing fine here. I absolutely adore the 0. It's so much fun flying this plane. Has enough power to be okay in battles when it comes to energy, but it's also just so enjoyable to fly a dogfight with it. Focke-Wulf is a completely different playstyle. Like, that's obviously a boom and zoomer. So, but this one here, the dogfights are just, it's so much love. You haven't? Oh no, that's this one. The XF 5F. What's the XF50? I think is the other one. That's just super insane when it comes to climbing and so on. Up there is a Belgian B18. A20G. Forward. Wait, A20G? Isn't that 2.0 plane? 2.3? Actually, we might... No. We have A6M3s here as well. So it must be 2.7 then. Then we're right in the middle. When it comes to the Germans, I rather fly the BF-109s usually. In realistic. Though the Focke-Wulfs can be fun as well. Focke-Wulfs can be fun as well. But don't fly, like... You'll have a look into service records. Like here I have 113 missions. And when we then... Where can I change the nation? Can I change the nation? Come on. Yeah. When I switch over to Germany... I have at least 60 flights with the... Oh no, that's tanks, yeah, right. So... All types, aviation. Yeah. Ju-75. Focke-Wulf A1 I have 7 battles with, but you know, not too many flights there in realistic. Yes, with Great Britain I have quite a couple as well. Yeah, Spitfire Mark 5 drop. 40 battles, 33 kills, 34 deaths. So not the greatest record there, but hey. With the Japanese it's quite a bit better. There I'm actually positive. 80 deaths, 1 or 2 kills with the A6M2, A6M3 even a bit better in KD, and with the N1K2 it's actually nearly a 2-0 kill rate. Not so much with the Key 84 Hope. I'm somehow incapable of flying that plane. Even though it feels kind of similar to the in 1K2, I somehow can't get anything done with it. Now we don't follow bombers with the A6M3, A6M2, because any defensive gunners can set us a place, and that's just not a fun experience. Burning is not a fun experience in the Zero, because you, in 90% of the cases it doesn't stop.
Our victory is near.
So we actually go for high sky battles. Nobody is going low. That's interesting. Sometimes realistic is just all about people scrambling after that one bomber that is going low, and then the other side tries to help that bomber, and everyone is just in that dogfight. But this time, we have a lot of guys up high. Actually, a Zero up here? Okay, I guess they just want to protect the bombers up here. Oh no. Is he going for the dogfight? He looks like it. It looks like he's going for the dogfight. That's perfectly nice from him. Oh, okay. There he goes. Oh no. Yeah, that's good energy fighters there. Especially the I-185. That's a really annoying plane to deal with. Is that a bomber up there? Oh, that's a bomber up there. I was like, yeah, come on, help us. F-122. But I guess it's an Italian bomber or something? No, it can't be Italian. Because the Italians are not in that fight. We have to go behind us. I hate it. Oh no, it's actually not going for me, is it? What? Expected him to go for me. Is he actually? Oh no! Yeah, they already go on the I-185. Shit. Yeah, but our team was already pretty dead, or not really dead well around me. Should have had my eyes out for it though. Should have known that better. Well, anyways, don't know. Time to collision. Is he up yet? As I will host him as soon as he's up. Doesn't look like it though. Can't see him. Can I? Great channel. No, he's not up yet. So we have to talk a bit longer. Actually, could just play another War Thunder battle till the talks start. One more should be fine. If I have to eject out, I have to eject out, I guess. Or maybe just arcade then. Just arcade with the Italians. Yeah, just play arcade battle and eject out when I have to eject out. Usually not the guy for arcade, but a couple of my friends like it. So I play it there. Here we go. So yeah, what is your guys' feedback so far for season 5? Do you enjoy it? And regarding bans and so on, how do you feel about that? Like, obviously the battles are fun to watch and so on, but for all the players in here, are you fine with the banning part and so on? Because it might get a bit too much. Okay. Sitting in our lovely full glory. Great to hear, Jabba. Great to hear. Let's go high. That's way too high, but I don't want to be the first in the battle. I don't want to get kinda as high as possible. Ooh, a lot of enemies climbing as well. Flying without a wingman though is always a bit shitty in War Thunder. Not having someone that can clean up behind you. And having to rely on randos for that is always a bit annoying. Like, I'm pretty sure that Mig would love to have a wingman right now. Oh, that's a lot of guys going for it then. I not need to do that. I'll just stay up here then. Try to be the highest guy in the sky. I mean, it's a low ER battle, so most of the players will stay low anyways, but let's try to go for the TVF up there. Anyone coming for me? Or the BF-109 over there. Might be annoying. Actually going low though. Is it going for me still? Where's the BF-109? No, it goes low. Okay. And then we should be able to take that TBF. Oh, wait. Don't run. At least he's running straight, so we might be able to hit him. Yeah, at least he's running straight, but oh, he's getting me all the way down. War Thunder is such a bad and unbalanced game. I don't know, it's fine when you play in team. And obviously it's not about the balance so much in War Thunder, is it? And I loved the time when I was in a clan as well. The clan were actually pretty fun. Please don't ram me. Oh, what the... I hate this. Arcade damage modules are just so bullshit. Can I stop burning, please? Okay. Stop burning. Thanks to listen to my wishes. So I actually might go for repairs here. Nice. Yeah, our engine died. No! Ah, shit, I can't go for repairs. Ah, well. I hoped I would be able to come around afterwards. But, hey. I really enjoy War Thunder planes. I really dislike War Thunder tanks. Like, playing planes are way better than tanks. Way, way better. Tank warfare is just proper garbage in my eyes. Most of the time. It's like I played it quite a bit as well, but first of all, it's way grindier than planes. You get way less points and way less silver lines. And like it's just about all the turtling, and the balance is also really bad. Like in a plane fight, even if I make damage, even if the odds are stacked against me, I can't deal damage. In tank fights, if the enemy just has too much armor, yeah, you're fucked. I mean, you never tried the air warfare, did you? So if you never tried it, you're a bit judgmental then to say that you're the other way. I at least played tanks quite a bit. Obviously, arcade is also pretty garbo. Arcade is garbo in both though, but realistic tank is realistic air is where the fun is. Like, yeah, realistic tank is even worse than. I feel like where you can see when you penetrate and so on. It's just, and you can't see everyone on the battlefield, and flanking isn't really possible. It's just so odd. Like in the air warfare, war, it doesn't really matter if you see the enemy. All about the maneuvers, but. Yeah. Did TTC come around to me? No. I will just join the... Oh, okay, they're already all lined up there, it looks like. No? Okay, we'll jump in here then. Come on, don't take our airfield. No! They're all rushing our airfield now.
The airfield. We cannot let the enemy get it back.
I mean, you get guidance here for aiming as well, I guess. Which I also don't like too much, but it's kind of helpful for newbies. Because if you wouldn't have it, they wouldn't hit at all. They already hit pretty badly as it is. I have something behind me, don't I? Yeah, the GX7 behind me. Oh no! Whoa! Whoa! No! Ah! God damn it. Let's fly this one with the 37mm. Also, find the differences between planes way more interesting than the differences between tanks. Like, having a plane like this is just so fun with a 37mm. I mean, okay, there are a couple of funny race cars as well in the tank gameplay, but otherwise it's also most of the time just a thing with a gun. We already did podcasts a year ago, Baba Jan. We already did podcasts a year ago. With the exact same guys, actually. Basically. Other than Green. Yeah, check out on Angry Birds channel the General's launch. So obviously podcasts don't age well, like at least podcasts like this about current seasons. But we already podcasted a year ago. And they were actually really good quality. Angry Birds invested quite a bit into it. They were really well done, I think. And then I did one and I messed it pretty much up. Because, yeah, he was a bit too busy for it. Backstein Gaming! Much appreciated. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, we had the Generals launch, like 7 episodes or so. Got him with the 37mm. Hey! Mr. Angry Bird Life himself. Hello there. When we speak of the devil.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
Don't fly into a 37mm, you idiot. Yeah, I totally felt you there. Like, when the one I did was stressful enough that I was like, yeah, nah. I don't want to do that. Oh, come on. Thanks. Much appreciated. I mean, it was good games as well. It was really high quality games, so it was easy to cast. Also with a nice curve there. Blue Avatar. Hey. Hello. To what game? To Steel Division? Or to War Thunder? But yeah, thanks for the follow. Oh, you meant new to the channel. Anyways, welcome to the channel. I see you play Italy, you're smart. Okay. Well, I enjoy them. They're fun to play. I don't know how good they are. I don't care how good they are, but they're fun to play. Big Mac Friday. Yeah, I will actually send us over now to Steel Division. To the lovely... No, still not? PTC, come on. Does he start it exactly at half? I'm not who wants to... I don't get the people who are obsessed with Jets. Like, Jets gameplay is just no fun. The fun play style is here. Like, that's why you play War Thunder, no? Like, rank 2 to 4 is where the fun is. These planes are the planes you play the game for. At least, like, most of the people. Jet playstyle is just pretty boring. Really one-dimensional as well. Feels like. Don't know. Never got into it. Time to Collision is on. So we will send us all over, and then I will jump in there, and we will talk about it there. In the whatever this podcast is called. But yeah, I hope you will all enjoy it. I will try my best as well. We'll get myself a whiskey and then we will go on. So, see you all in a second over at Time to Collision, talking about with Steel Division League. And thanks for the follow again to everyone. Today was really one more really successful day in a row. It's insane how many followers we get lately. Much appreciated, guys. Really loving it. But yeah, see you in a second over at Time to Collision.